If I bleed tonight, if I am sad tonight, I don't have a job to find. And if I work tonight, if I'm so tired tonight, I'll fall asleep when I'm home, when I'm home.
There's an immeasurable bond that forms when you join the service. You'll do anything to protect and defend those at your side, and pushing the limits of your well-being is all just part of the job. But when this shared experience ends, it's easy to carry that mission-first mindset with you and neglect your own health and mental fitness. Team Red, White, and Blue understands these challenges and knows that together we can show veterans that their best days are ahead by providing opportunities to build healthier lifestyles right where they live and work. Through races, service projects, workouts, and a cutting-edge mobile app, our members develop a sense of camaraderie and mutual support. With a growing force of over 200,000 strong, we invite all veterans, families, and non-military supporters to start putting their well-being first. Team Red, White, and Blue is forging America's leading health and wellness community. Will you join the team?
All right, folks, we're here tonight. Hometown Heroes here. 305 Wing Sprints are ready to kick off our heat race number 1. Fast Line Racing Bodies. You want some quality racing bodies from a regional short track champ, Dan Chapman. Pick him out in Clarence, Iowa. Well, let's look at the grid real quick here. Got Bob DeGood going to start out front. Patrick Spangler there in second. Anthony Morano starting in third. Daniel Valdup in fourth. Jim Bowie there in fifth. Gavin Chatham, he's going to start sixth. Joseph Grandy starting seventh. And Brian Moore, senior, he's going to start in the eighth place spot. Corey, we got this Hometown Heroes man kicking us off here, still at Kern County.
Yes, still at the big track of Kern County, the big dirt track at Kern County.
Up.
It is good stuff, isn't it?
That's some good racing so far, these Wing 305s.
Yeah, we got a couple of... Is Jim Bowie a new driver here?
He's been here.
Oh,
He
yes.
probably drives the drives more probably some of the others here. That's Hometown.
Well, either way, good to see him come out, join us on the Hometown Hero night. Starting in the 5th spot, so...
I don't think he drives
A little bit
full time.
come
I
up
think
through.
it's every once. Because I've only seen him a couple times, like on the Sundays or the Tuesday. Maybe he went in part timers.
Yeah, I mean, either way, good to see him out here.
Yeah, man.
Bob Good here gonna be setting him off. He's got the Bobcat car.
Go.
Green flag, green flag.
These trucks in. Green flag. Heat race 1 underway. Spangler and the Good, and the Good already in a little trouble on the bottom. Gets it sorted out.
So they're going to get it sorted out, but a little bit of trouble towards the back end. Jim Bowie and Joseph Grandy got into contact with each other, and Grandy, his front wing is, I don't know if you're seeing that, but the front wing is kind of hanging on by thread.
I see that. That thing got some duct tape holding it on there. That's crazy. He's got a tie strap hanging it on. Oh, Bowie is spinning around the back. That is funny, man. Grandy right there with that one. Bob the Good losing a little bit, going back to fifth. Spangler, meanwhile, out front, but he's got Chatham, man, beating down his back door. Let's see if we can't take that spot away from him. Going to see more of these guys get up here on the top side and see what they can do on that cushion, and maybe take a little danger of the wall up there.
Well, it all is determined on how slick the track is, and it is pretty slick right now to where the inside and the outside are about dead even. And you see it down the back straightaway the last time. Chatham trying to reel in Spangler. Who's going to get it? It's going to be a drag race out of 4. Spangler going to keep the race win. Heat number 1 over Chatham.
Awesome. Over here to heat race 2, Langdon Mechanical. Heat race 2, Langdon Mechanical, second to none, heating and air conditioning company here out of Hamilton. They're promising their customers are going to have their own special 100% technicians there 100% of the way. Check them out in the Hamilton area. Let's look at the grid real quick. We got Blake Chapman going to be out front in this one. Steve Moyer there starting in second. Kevin Fry third. Jeff Flero going to start in 4th. Dean Reynolds 5th. Joe Moose starting in 6th. John Rayner up in 7th. Brian Moore Jr. Senior and junior out here tonight, starting in 8th place.
Yeah, and they both look just about the same. The yellow car with the red number. You'll see it in the feature. Joe saying, well.
Kyle Moyer, attorney at law. Okay. Guess we need a good attorney. After you get done with this race, if somebody makes you mad, you want to sue them? There you go. Check out Kyle Moyer. Call. I'll sue Corey, living in the woods.
Really?
Yeah. He's
Wow.
got too many squirrels with nuts hanging around.
Oh, looks like Kevin Fry not gonna take the grid here, so he'll start dead last on the feature event.
The Kabuto man not out here. Uh-oh.
Down on the 410 that he drives, it looks like a
I
Kubota.
still call him the Kabuto man. Hey, look, we like the Kabuto car. He's just go ahead and put it on all 3, you know. Pace Trucks in, Steve King Foundation, when we're getting set to go green flag here, heat race 2. Kern County, hometown heroes. Let me hear who your favorite driver is out there. Who's your favorite driver here, Corey?
Can't say.
Can't say I don't either. Whoever fits his first.
Roger ain't here, so Roger.
Man, no, where's Roger at? What, is he out bass fishing again? Man, come on, man. You take more vacation than I've seen anybody the president. I'm telling you. Green flag, out front, Chapman. Who knew he was going to be out front?
Well, I mean, you gotta look at the draw.
Yeah, meanwhile in the back, Flero, Reynolds. Man, they're beating and banging on each other. You got a Moose back there, too. He's going to put his antlers up in somebody.
Yeah, Moose with the blue and yellow, the blue Moose. I still can't get over the blue Moose idea.
The Blue Moose, yeah. Got Moyer, he's hanging there in 5th. Got a freight train up front. Oh, Reynolds popping, it's Flero popping the wall. Reynolds made it around. Joe says, hey, look, I'll take that door.
Yes, he will. He's trying to look on the inside of Flero. Flero dives back down to the inside. Reynolds trying to hold off both those drivers right now. Reynolds on the bottom, Flero up top, trying to build up momentum up there. They're going to be coming side by side. Going to see the white flag out of Barney's hand. Flero still grabbing the wall a little bit. That might slow him down, help Reynolds out.
Who's got the
Your
front
leader,
row seat of
Chapman, going to be able to walk away with Heat 2 win. He's going to get second. Reynolds, Flero, and Moose.
Joe Moose, we riding there with him on the top side. He had a front row seat to that battle in front of him. Put us in a little warm-up. We'll be right back here in a few, folks.
This is our wake-up call. These are our trust falls. This is why we rise. This is our walk on the beach. These are our greatest fears and our finest hours. This is our moment of silence. These are our brothers and sisters. These are our road trips. And this is who we are. Whether you served our nation or stand alongside someone who does, it's what makes us different that makes us the same. Team Red, White, and Blue. As long as the eagle flies over us, you'll have a place that gets you.
There's an immeasurable bond that forms when you join the service. You'll do anything to protect and defend those at your side, and pushing the limits of your well-being is all just part of the job. But when this shared experience ends, it's easy to carry that mission-first mindset with you and neglect your own health and mental fitness. Team Red, White, and Blue understands these challenges and knows that together we can show veterans that their best days are ahead by providing opportunities to build healthier lifestyles right where they live and work. Through races, service projects, workouts, and a cutting-edge mobile app, our members develop a sense of camaraderie and mutual support. With a growing force of over 200,000 strong, we invite all veterans, families, and non-military supporters to start putting their well-being first. Team Red, White, and Blue is forging America's leading health and wellness community. Will you join the team?
Answer the call. Join forces with Team Red, White, and Blue, America's leading health and wellness community for veterans. Team RWB events and programs help veterans build healthier lifestyles through physical activity, supporting improved health, increased sense of belonging, and a positive outlook. With more than 200,000 members and growing, we're here to get you back in shape and back on track.
Hey, buddy, where's your dad?
With Team Red, White, and Blue, your best days are ahead of you.
All right, feature time. 305s. Let's look at the catalytic recovery. Starting to line up here tonight. Patrick Spangler out front in this one. Blake Chapman going to start in second. Gavin Chatham going to start in third. Dean Reynolds there in fourth. We got Anthony Morano starting in fifth. Jeff Valero sixth. Brian Moore Sr. up in seventh. Joe Moose starting eighth. Bobby Good starting in ninth. Brian Moore Jr. there in the 10th. Stephen Moyer 11th. Daniel Vault 12th. Coach Grandy 13th. John Rayner in 14th. We got Kevin Fry 15th. Jim Bowie right there in the 6th place spot. Woo! Good looking cars out here tonight. Steve Bixler
Absolutely.
says, we had a truck race to honor Jim. Yeah, that's right. Jim Bowie, yeah, we had the truck race. That's right. Yeah, see, man, look, come on.
I wouldn't have known, Joe.
He's 80 years old, dude. The dude out here, 80 years old, and he's out here holding all these young cats, man. Get a man.
He's younger than you, Joe.
Get a man a hand. I mean, come on. He's doing his thing.
Yeah, he's younger than you, Joe.
He was here last night.
Was you here last night?
Yeah, me and Zach was. Where's Zach
So I
at,
thought.
too? He ain't here either. All right, Zach, you was here last night. Where you at tonight? Man, come on, folks. What you playing? Green
We're
flag.
looking for a new Joe out here.
No, they're three wide up front.
They barely were three wide,
Woo.
but yes, Spangler out front. Blake Chapman, he's going to try to find himself a way around the Spangler man.
We'll go low.
I'm going on catfish around the bottom like Roger Craig always does at the lake.
Does Reynolds back here. He's in a heated battle with Chatham. Got Morano there with him. That's a battle contact. I think that was Morano, yeah, and he got that thing straightened back up and lost some spots back to 7th. Cars in the back going
got
around.
a couple of them, Rayner and Bowie.
No caution. Wow, they got the thing straightened out. Woohoo!
So we'd love to
Meanwhile,
see.
up front, Spangler, Chapman. Chapman's trying to find a way around on Spangler, but he can't get it down to that low side. He's hoping it comes in.
Well, the thing
But
is,
Spangler keeps banging
Spangler.
that wall like that, though.
Well, Spangler is able to keep the momentum built up on the high side with how low powered these cars are, and Chapman just keeps not being able to power out of the corner. You see Spangler, he tags the wall about every time he gets out of turn number 4. Yeah, they are. They're going to come up on Jim Bowie later, sooner than later.
Rayner, yeah, back there in the back. That's gonna be interesting here because you got one high, one low, and Bowie goes to the high side. They're gonna split him. Oh, he's probably going, man, you gotta hold on, guys. Don't do it. He did it. They made it through.
They picked on the old guy, Jeff.
Oh, it's terrible. Meanwhile, Spangler, he's ripping that top side cushion. Chapman's still holding on the bottom. Spangler is just one kind of inch off from wrecking that thing, getting in the wall. Chapman's down there in the safe lane, I think, right now. But, boy, that high line's fast.
Absolutely it is, and they got John Rayner right there in front of them. They're going to have to figure it out. We'll see which one's going to get by him.
Trouble.
Spangler's going to have to dive to the middle. He's going to slide
Spangler's
up.
going to call the attorney now and say, man, look, somebody better, because I just got robbed on the track. Man, falls back to second, gave it to Chapman. Chatham now's right there in third. Boy, I tell you what, it was a thief in the night move.
Oh, it's all about how much can Blake Chapman try to pull away from Spangler. Spangler, I think he needs a caution at this point in time if he wants to catch up, or for Chapman to make a huge mistake into a corner. Chapman's kind of rolling through the middle of the racetrack a little bit, running right through that black rubbered up track.
Yeah, he's got a good lane going. He had a little safe lane. Right now, Chatham's trying to work over Spangler for the second place spot. Moving up there, you see Reynolds, he's a little bit further off, but so far, clean and green, these guys men are doing good. Battle's on for second, though.
Chatham been right there with your front two. Got a little separated there once they hit the lap car Rayner a few laps ago. But Chatham running the bottom side still, trying to make up the position over Patrick Spangler, just not able to pull the momentum out of the corner. That's about the worst side effect of a 305 sprint car. You see Spangler, he sends it real deep into each corner up on the high side. He's running out of tackiness up there, though.
Meanwhile, Chapman, he's going to run a little bit of a lap traffic. This battle happening for second place. Spangler, Chatham, Reynolds right behind him. So far, been pretty clean, man, amongst these guys out here. Look, got a little hairy there a couple times with some slow traffic, but Spangler had to swing it down on the low side.
They get around Kevin Fry, and this thing has been caution-free PSG. Joe, please stay green. As Chapman, he has a couple of lap cars directly in front of him. Jim Bowie and God, come on, Jim Bowie and Jim and Steve Maurer right here in front of Chapman. Chapman gets around Bowie. He's gonna get around Maurer.
Got SDDs up here. I don't know.
Come on.
PSLs or whatever. I don't know.
I said PSG.
Okay. Chapman right now in third. He's trying. White flag one more time. Does Chapman got enough to get around Spangler?
And one last time down the back straightaway into turn 3 and 4 for Gavin Chatham. Trying to make up second place. Spangler a little sideways, and not going to be enough for Chatham. Spangler holds on to the second as Blake Chapman is your race winner.
Nice, man. Chapman, man, like you said, pulling off the win out here. Spangler having to hang on. I know Spangler's probably going, man, I got robbed. That's all I can say. Some of these guys up here, though. Yeah. All right. Bring up old Chatham. Let's get.
Hey, Gavin, you get a copy on me?
I hear you guys.
Well, a caution-free race here at Kern County leads you off to finishing third in at 3:05. Talk us through that race.
You know what? It was pretty crazy. I actually didn't want to be on the bottom. I felt like I wanted to be able to get in the middle, and but actually the bottom worked out really well for us. It was a great race there. It was a great race between me, Patrick, and Blake. Blake definitely had the track position right there, which is good. And congrats to him on the win, and awesome job with racing with Patrick there. It was a lot of fun, and Dean and Anthony were all right there too. It was definitely a good battle for sure. And we were zipping in and out of those lap cars there and putting on a heck of a show. And it's good when you have guys you can do that with and have good clean racing. And all in all, it was a good night for us. We'll take a nice clean run here up front, and it was a good battle. I just wish I think if I would have got past Patrick, I felt really, really good, and I felt like that maybe I could have challenged Blake a little bit there. But with Patrick running the high side, I just couldn't get the full drive off like I wanted to. Had to kind of keep the car pinched a little bit. So, but all in all, it was a good run for us, and we'll take the third to start tonight.
Absolutely good start for you. Got anybody to thank you tonight?
I just want to thank you guys for putting on an awesome broadcast, and Coast to Coast Racing, and everybody behind the scenes, all the sponsors, everybody that helps out with this league and lets us come out here and do this. I want to thank Chatham Motorsports, Mike Schick Motorsports Design, Velocity Race Design, Northeast Outlaw Motorsports, and Miller Time Motorsports. Thank you guys for all the sponsors and all the help. I just want to thank the fans and everybody who comes out and watches the races. I hope we put on a good show for y'all, and I want to thank my fans as well for coming out and supporting.
Yeah, folks, your third place driver, Gavin Chatham.
Yes, it is. Did good job there. Well, Spangler held on to second here tonight. Let's get a word with him.
Hey, Patrick, you get a copy on me?
Yep, gotcha.
Well, man, a caution-free race leads you to finishing in second place. Just talk us through that race.
Yeah, that might be a record for us in Hometown Heroes finishing a session there. Quick race. Just as always, not much passing here at Kern County. Nice side-by-side race, and the lap car got in the way, and Blake got around him quicker than I did. So he was able to jump off to a big lead, and then had a nice race with Gavin, and just have to keep it in second.
Now, we see you up there, up next to that outside wall. Are you ever concerned about damaging your tires or anything?
Yeah, but you live by the sword and die by the sword. I like to run up there. Usually it's pretty quick. It gets quicker up there as the night goes on and the more power you get. So just more laps, and you just get used to it and get the feel for it.
Absolutely. Well, man, before we send you off, you got anybody to thank?
Yeah, just you and Joe for the awesome broadcast each week, Roger for running the league, and all the charities he puts on. Got Uncle Beck on watching Triangles Racing, and Dude XM Design.
Yeah, folks, second place driver, Patrick Spangler.
Yeah, it is. I know, man. Kind of a little disappointed there, man, getting into lap traffic, but this man capitalized. Blake, Joe in the booth, got a copy?
Yep, I got you, Joe.
Well, I tell you what, you was running behind Spangler, got up in that lap traffic, and I know Spangler's probably going, man, I need that lawyer from earlier on in the race because I got robbed by that lap car. But, man, you capitalized and stole it there, but still fast. Got the win here tonight. How you feeling?
Yeah, it feels pretty good. Running 20 laps without a caution. Lap traffic was definitely a factor in this race. I was able to use lap car kind of as a pick there to get around Patrick, and I was keeping pace with Patrick there at the very beginning, but once I got around him, I was able to hit the corner exits like I wanted to and just started to pull away, and I was happy to not see any cautions.
No doubt, and like you said, man, got out front, was able to smooth. Did you feel a little worried about some of that lap traffic?
Yeah, definitely. I think it was about 5 laps to go or a little bit more. They were racing for position in front of me. They're too wide, and with how tight this track is, I got a little bit worried there, but I was just able to navigate my way through them without any incidents and get through them pretty clean. So I was just fortunate enough to do that and come home with the win.
No doubt. Got it done here tonight in the 305s. You got anybody you want to thank?
Yeah, I got to thank my parents and grandparents for watching and supporting, all the boys down at the Krite Sim Racing team and the K&M Racing team. I got to thank Andy down at A&J Custom Creations, Malcolm's Mills Mill Riding, Preston at Epsilon Sprint Wraps, and Galen's Gourmet Popcorn. You got to head over to their website and use code CART for 15% off of your purchase. And I got to thank you guys for putting this broadcast on tonight.
Yo, Blake Chapman bringing her home tonight. Folks, don't go anywhere. We got 360 wing sprints coming up. We'll be right back here in a few.
Hi, my name is Mike Irwin. I'm 42 years old. I'm the founder and executive director of Team Red, White, and Blue. Previously, I served 13 years on active duty in the Army as an intelligence officer, and 7 years ago, I transitioned to the Army Reserves, where I still serve as a lieutenant colonel. I founded Team Red, White, and Blue in 2010 when I was a grad student at the University of Michigan. I had just finished up my 3rd deployment to Iraq or Afghanistan, and I missed that sense of camaraderie, but also the responsibility to be physically fit. And that led me to reach out to fellow veterans, and we started getting the ball rolling with what is now Team Red, White, and Blue. When I think about Team RDB, our lens is so similar, and this is why we love Inside Tracker, is because it's really about the holistic picture. IT does a lot of focus on the nutrition, and that's an area where we need to grow, and why we're so excited for the partnership, because we know that nutrition plays a huge role in holistic health, but we don't have enough content right now to educate the veteran population on how they can more effectively eat to drive their holistic health. So much of our focus in the first rung in the ladder for us is fitness and physical activity. It's really the quality of the experience that I've seen firsthand, from the blood draw to downloading the app, to creating the profile, to getting that individualized reports, and having that concrete, indisputable, hey, these are the numbers, they are what they are, is so important, to getting yourself to start making improvements in your life, is knowing where you're at. When I think about the life that we lead here on our homestead, family farm, it's very clear to me that there's such a strong connection between how we're striving to live our life and what we do at Team Red, White, and Blue, and what I've learned so much in just the past couple of months about Inside Tracker. To focus on what we put into our bodies, the nutrition, caffeine, alcohol, all those things, they have such a profound impact on our mental health, our physical health, our emotional health. And what we try to do here not only is to know where as much of our food as possible that we eat comes from, but also we're outside and we're in nature and we're moving our bodies. And the priority that I place on that in my own life is something that we're trying to bring more into the conversation with Team Red, White, and Blue, and also through our partnership with Inside Tracker. And so those things are increasingly important to what we do in Team Red, White, and Blue. And oh, by the way, they're things that the data clearly show us the veteran community needs. Welcome to Team Red, White, and Blue. Thank you so much for joining our team. My name is Mike Irwin, and I have the honor to serve as the executive director. When I founded Team RWB in 2010, our initial focus centered on veteran transition and reintegration into civilian life. But as the large-scale deployments have slowed down, the military's ability to support reintegration has improved, hundreds of thousands of veterans have used their GI Bill, and companies have prioritized hiring veterans, the overall mental, physical, and emotional health of the veteran community still has a long way to go. And Team RWB has a major leadership role to play. And that means that we need you. We need you to close out this video and to know that you didn't just join a listserv or download an app. You joined a team composed of real people, over 200,000 strong, who are veterans on active duty in the National Guard or Reserves or civilian supporters. And these people, who we refer to as Eagles, want you to get involved in Team RWB. Why is it so important for you to become an active member of the team? Because when you do, we know that it will improve your mental and physical health, help you to develop new and meaningful relationships in your life, and provide you with a sense of purpose that comes from belonging to something bigger than yourself. Over the past decade, veterans struggling with the invisible wounds of war and post-military life have told us how important physical fitness has been to them. Running has helped veterans battle nightmares. Triathlons have helped with headaches, and CrossFit has enabled them to sleep better. These fitness activities, along with others, have made them more confident and healthy people. Unfortunately, millions of veterans have forgotten about the power of physical training in their lives. So as you get involved and see the power of Team RWB in your own life, I hope that you feel inspired to reach out to other veterans and encourage them to follow in your footsteps. In closing, I want to again thank you for stepping forward and joining Team Red, White, and Blue. We're fired up to have you on the team, and I know that you're going to be flying the Eagle with pride for a long time.
All right, here we go. 360 wing sprint time. Kern County, Heat Race 1, Fast Line Racing Bodies. Look at the grid. We got Kevin Fry out front. Patrick Spangler going to start in second. Jeffrey Barker there in third. Blake Chapman starting fourth. Daniel Vault starting fifth. Dean Reynolds there in sixth. Joe Moose going to start in the seventh place spot. So, well, I think we had a first in the 305s. Corey, caution free.
Yeah, it was definitely
at least
one
for
of
Kern
the
County. Anyway.
few.
I
Yeah,
don't know if it was the first, but Kern County.
first Kern County caution free.
Yeah, I think Kern County. I don't think it's the only time it's ever been caution free. At least Kern County, we'll see. Because it's been a tricky track since it came out so far.
Oh, it's because it's so narrow and small. And what
you ought to seen the late
Kern
models here, man. You'd think, man, these days. Oh.
Yeah, I know. I've ran a late model around this track. It gets a little bit tight to fit in.
It was tight. It was tight.
But look at this, Kevin Fry up at the front, man.
No, man, he missed the 305s. He said, you know what, I'm going to redeem myself with the 360s. We started out front. If we can't put it on pole. Him and Patrick Spangler's there with it. Pace trucks in. We're going to race in the 360 style. Green flags away, Kern County style. Clean 360 sprints, got a little more power under the hood of these machines, kind of slide them around. Fries up front there, though. Spangler, he's going to try the high side. Remember we saw home dude last time, and he was trying that high side. Spangler was trying it again. He's still sticking up there.
Well, right now the top side is where all the tacky track is at. The bottom is kind of worn down throughout the practice session they had right before the heat races. You see it happening with Blake Chapman up on the high side of Kevin Fry trying to get around him, and wow, Blake Chapman into the back tire of Fry. It's going to slow him up a little bit, allow for Dean Reynolds to get on by. Your king of sprint cars.
You want to talk about not giving no room? He ain't give much room at all.
Well, they didn't have very much choice there. He was trying to take the outside and just got squeezed up there. Patrick Spangler running the high side like he usually does around this little 0.33 mile dirt track. A white flag for Spangler and Fry. Can Fry send it in on the last corner? We will see.
But not going to happen. Be Spangler, Fry, Chapman, 1, 2, and 3. Here for the 360 wing sprints. Not a bad heat race on the Heat Race 1. What happens here? Who here tonight? Bar, Good. We got our Langdon Mechanical heat race number 2. Let's look at the grid. Brian Moore Sr. going to start out front. Joseph Grandy there in second. Gavin Chatham going to start third. Brian Moore Jr. going to start in 4th place. Anthony Morano there in 5th. Jeff Flero there in 6th. And Jim Bowie, he's going to be the man up in the 7th place spot, starting out here. Oh, Jim out here. That's cool. I like that. Where you at, Steve Bixler? Seeing you out here tonight. He out here?
No, he's not out here.
Oh,
the mayor is not.
He must have some important mayor business to take care of and confidential.
Well, Brian Moore Sr. on the front side of this heat race, and you have Brian Moore Jr. starting in the 2nd row. And yes, Joe, they do look just about the same. And actually, they do look the same in 360 sprint cars. Other than the number on the panel, they are very, very close. Can you decipher which one is which without looking at what order they're running at, Joe? Could you tell a difference?
Between the two?
Uh-huh.
I think you can tell it's the number.
That's right.
Follow like sun. Here we go. Pace truck's in. Green flag's about to fly. The 2 yellow guys can get up front here, man. See what they need to do. You got old Grandy, though, in between them. Got him right there with him. Green flag's flying for the 360 wing sprints. Moore Senior's out front. Here you go. Grandy's looking 3 wide, though. Little contact between Chatham and Moore Jr. They're trying it. But the Moore boys are up top. They can hold that top side. Meanwhile, Grandy's out front.
Yeah, Grandy out front here for now. Brian Moore Sr. going to ride here in 2nd place. They are duking it out, though, for the 3rd place. Chatham up on the high side of Anthony Morano. They're going to drag race down in turn number 1, lap number 3. Can Junior pull up, try to put himself right behind, I assume, the dad of Brian Moore Sr.
Well, that's usually what Junior stands for there, man.
Usually. Typically.
Man, y'all just had to apologize for Corey, man. Look, his brain sometimes walks out in the woods and he never finds it again. But contact!
Contact!
Him and Morano. Well, if you saw earlier, Moore Jr. and Morano got into each other. Morano came up there and kind of like slid up in front of him. So maybe there's a little bit of a, hey, look, I'll squeeze you this time. You squeezed me the first time type of deal. Meanwhile, it put Moore Jr. in 3rd. As Grandy's still out front. Senior's right there in 2nd, coming down on a white flag here.
Absolute white flag, going to be checkered flag for Grandy there, and Senior will get 2nd, Junior 3rd with Morano in 4th.
Awesome run. It puts in the warm-up. We'll be right back here in a few, folks.
This is our wake-up call. These are our trust falls. This is why we rise. This is our walk on the beach. These are our greatest fears and our finest hours. This is our moment of silence. These are our brothers and sisters. These are our road trips. And this is who we are. Whether you served our nation or stand alongside someone who does, it's what makes us different that makes us the same. Team Red, White, and Blue. As long as the eagle flies over us, you'll have a place that gets you.
There's an immeasurable bond that forms when you join the service. You'll do anything to protect and defend those at your side. And pushing the limits of your well-being is all just part of the job. But when this shared experience ends, it's easy to carry that mission-first mindset with you and neglect your own health and mental fitness. Team Red, White, and Blue understands these challenges and knows that together we can show veterans that their best days are ahead by providing opportunities to build healthier lifestyles right where they live and work. Through races, service projects, workouts, and a cutting-edge mobile app, our members develop a sense of camaraderie and mutual support. With a growing force of over 200,000 strong, we invite all veterans, families, and non-military supporters to start putting their well-being first. Team Red, White, and Blue is forging America's leading health and wellness community. Will you join the team?
Answer the call. Join forces with Team Red, White, and Blue, America's leading health and wellness community for veterans. Team RWB events and programs help veterans build healthier lifestyles through physical activity, supporting improved health, increased sense of belonging, and a positive outlook. With more than 200,000 members and growing, we're here to get you back in shape and back on track.
Hey, buddy, where's your dad?
With Team Red, White, and Blue, your best days are ahead of you.
All right, folks, feature time here for the 360 wing sprints. Now that I freaked out Corey over here talking about shots and stuff, we'll see who man's going to take a shot at victory lane here. Is Patrick Spangler going to get some redemption? What do you think?
I think he can get some redemption here. He's got to have a good start, though, on the green flag, especially if this thing pans out as good as we did in the 305.
Yeah, he's got a little breathing room over Chapman.
Yeah, but with Joseph Grandy, he's always good in the 360 sprint cars and the 410 sprint cars. Not taking anything away from his ability in a 305, but he's definitely showing more strength in the 360 and the 410.
The person I would take ability away from is if this guy named Corey Buwat was up. Then I would.
Okay, you are absolutely correct, because I cannot drive a sprint car on a big track, let alone a small track.
You're hitting the wall all the time.
I probably would be running around the inside track.
Yeah, that's where I'd end up. I'm gonna take my own track. All right. Peace trucks out. Here we go. Spangler Company up front going green flag. 360 wing sprints. Grandy Moore, senior. Got junior right there with him. Kevin Fry.
Green flag.
And green flags flying. We went caution free in the 305. See what we can do in the 360s here. A little more power, so you got to be kind of mindful what these things will do. But pretty good start. Old Spangler gets to jump out, but they're 3 wide behind him.
Yeah, Spangler got up on the berm there in 3 and 4. Allow for Grandy to pull up about a car length's lead over Spangler. Spangler's going to have to fight back down on the bottom once again in 3 and 4. It's not able to have the power out. Grandy powers out in front. Spangler now goes up to the high side. That's where he likes to run around this little 0.3 mile track.
Yeah, he does. He's up on the top side. Steve Moore Sr. down the bottom, got a little bit wiggly, had to come up there in front of him. Looks like Chapman. Chapman's trying to modulate through this traffic the best he can. Doesn't want to run out of time. Meanwhile, he's up the 5th. Moore Sr.'s there in the 4th. Battle's on there. Behind him, you got Morano, Moore Jr. They're getting their battle back on from when they was on the heat race early on. You got Reynolds and company back here, 3 and almost 4 wide coming out of the turn there, Corey.
Absolutely good racing towards the midfield of this race, and oh my, they are really door banging back there. Yeah, they are so far staying green in this 360 feature. Can we get 2 races in a row caution free?
I don't know,
that's
man.
A big
right
question.
Now looking really good, but I mean, you know, they're catching up the lap traffic. That's another thing they got to be careful with. Meanwhile, battle's on for 3rd. Fry, Chapman. Chapman is still holding true to that bottom side. He made it work in the 305s. He's making it work with the 360s. Having to use a little bit more of the middle groove here, though, with this one, as that 360's got a little more power and wants to kind of slide up the track a little more.
Well, he's finding where the tackiness is still at. especially on the exit turn 2. You see him hit the tacky part of the racing surface. On the exit 3 and 4, it's kind of going away. A little bit of a strip right there through the middle, but not a whole lot like it is down here in turn 2. And Kevin Fry really setting in on Spangler, almost came up in contact with him.
Reynolds. Oh, he got that thing straight. Are you kidding? He was up on 2 wheels back there riding that thing. And then he's just going to drive it right in the wall, and this is probably going to bring the car.
No, he can't turn. If he can get to the infield, that would be ideal.
He just sent it in a turn. If you know it wasn't going to turn the first time, it wasn't going to turn the second time. So Reynolds, come on, man. I mean, you kind of just full throttled it into the turn there, and that just not. Can't quite agree with that caution there, because that probably could have been avoided. If it didn't turn the first time, it's miraculously going to fix itself by full throttling into the turn and fixing it the second time. But unfortunately, breaks our street cure cautions.
He's going to have to try to make the hard right-hand turn. Don't hit the wall. Don't hit the tire.
That on the green.
Okay. And it probably would have triggered a caution.
Me, man. I'm going to call it out like I see it on the track, man. Unfortunately, could have done that, but if you watched it right there, gave it gas going into the turn. If it wasn't going to turn before, it wasn't going to turn again.
Probably would have been better off to take it to the infield.
Yeah, get you a new car.
Well, I'm kind of surprised that iRacing even made this an outside pit area track. You know, if they would have done it differently, they probably should have put the pit.
In real life, it's an outside pit, though?
Yeah, it's an outside pit.
Okay. There you go.
But it's iRacing. Limeland's
they scan the track.
Oh, okay, Limeland's an outside pit, but we have inside pit there. Yes.
Look it up.
It is.
Look it up.
I mean, it is. All right, here we go. Grandy gonna have to try to hold off Spangler single file style. Here we go. And Spangler, maybe a little not as good of a restart as he was hoping, but definitely not a bad one at all. Grandy gonna pull away down here in turn number 3. Spangler right there. Kevin Fry, he's going to look to the outside of Spangler right at turn number 4. Down in turn
the outside. 1. Look who's behind him, though. Chapman. Chapman's here. He smells blood in the water. He wants this thing. He knows time's running out. He's got to get up there. Uh-oh! Mistake by Spangler on the inside. And that cost him 2 spots.
Yes, it is. Spangler going to draw back to 4th place right now. Blake Chapman trying to think about how he's going to get around Kevin Fry in front of him. Fry running the same line as what Blake Chapman wants to run. But your race leader there, he's pulling away from these cars.
Hats off to Jeffrey Barker there, man. He spun around in the back. And actually, instead of stopping there in the track, he actually got off the track, got into the middle. So good job there by Barker. I like that, man. Meanwhile, up front, you got Grandy. The biggest battle's happening right behind him, though. You got Chapman and Fry. Them 2 guys are going at it. Spangler's trying to see if he can't get something going on that top side. Time's winding out. Chapman wants second. I don't know if he's going to be having enough time to catch Grandy, though.
He might get around Kevin Fry here, but definitely a lot of ground to make up if he does want to get to Grandy, as we have 2 laps remaining here for just Grandy out front, and Spangler heavy into the wall there, trying to do everything he can to make up ground on both Fry and Chapman. Look at the pair of yellow cars in between a couple of blue-ish cars.
Well, you got Morano and Junior, man. Them 2 guys have been going at it. Oh, and they got contact. They wrecked each other on the last lap.
Nice barrel.
Grandy's going to pull it out, though. Fry's going to come home in second, Chapman in third. But, man, Morano and Junior, it finally spilled over, man, for those 2 guys. And boom, on the last lap, tore it up. What a finish to the 360. See what we can come up with. Oh, gotta wait for everybody to get in this one. In here. We'll give him a few here to get up in here, folks.
There's Grandy.
All right, well, we'll bring old Grandy up here and let's get a word with him.
Hey, Joseph, you get a copy on me?
What's going on, guys?
Well, a good draw on the heat race starting position. That's you out good for the feature. Talk us through that race.
Obviously, especially on this track, draw is everything. Heard you guys talk about my 305 skills there. They're decent, just got set in the back. It did get hard charger, but this track. Oh, can you hear me?
Yeah, we've been able to hear you.
Oh, I'm hearing the broadcast. But yeah, this track's, positions everything. So.
The track position on this track just seems to be the ideal thing to do. Do you think if you would have started like third or something, you could have made it up to the front?
It depends on who was in front of me. If Blake was up there, Patrick, it would have been definitely a lot harder. So, but keep the throttle steady, keep the wheel straight, and pull the wing back, and it's good to go.
Absolutely. Well, man, you pick up the race win in the 360 division. Got anybody like to thank?
Yeah, like thank Catalytic Recovery, West End Towing and Repair, all the guys at Inferno Motorsports, 42 Graphics, my girlfriend Olivia. Appreciate you guys for doing the broadcast, Coast to Coast, all the sponsors, and all the admins.
There you have, folks. Your race winner, Joseph Grandy.
Yeah, it is, man. Did what he needed to do. Let's bring this guy up here, Kevin Fry. Let's get a word with.
Hey, Kevin, you get a copy on me?
Yes, sir. Got you. Loud and clear.
Well, man, good running here in the 360 division. Just talk us through that race.
Oh, yeah. It was fun, for sure. Trying to keep Patrick and Blake and all those fast guys behind me. That was a chore for sure. Those guys are fast and smooth every week, so beating those guys is definitely a good start in the day.
Now, we've seen this thing almost go caution-free. Only one caution in this race. Do you think the caution would have hurt you more, or did it help you any?
I think it helped me just because Patrick chose the bottom on that restart, and I felt like I had a little bit more good momentum around the top, and he just kept on. Looks like he messed up maybe a couple times in 1 and 2 catching the berm, so it kind of threw him off a little bit and had more momentum around the top. So I think that helped a lot for sure. The caution, absolutely.
Oh, absolutely. Good run. Second place game. Be like, thank Kevin.
Yeah, my team, Dirty Sim South Sports. Appreciate those guys. Appreciate 2-1 iRacing Designs, making my car look sharp every week. Appreciate Twisted Tech and Marzoff Inc. and CarQuest Auto Parts in Paris, Texas. Appreciate those guys. Thank you.
There you have, folks. Your second place driver, Kevin Fry.
Done what he needed to do. Let's bring this guy up here. Blake, join the booth. Got a copy?
Yeah, I got you, Joe.
We had a battle a little bit through the field there. He was able to get up to third, but how was it feeling, man, coming through that field?
Yeah, it was feeling pretty slick out there, and surprised we only had one caution. It was pretty clean racing, especially up front, but I was just right on Kevin pretty much the whole race, but he was doing a good job of protecting, and I couldn't really find any other lines to get around him, and I thought I was going to end up fourth, but I think Patrick screwed up there just looking for a different line, and me and Kevin were able to get around him, but on a track like this, I'll definitely take third place.
No doubt about it. Like you said, when you got the 410s coming up, look strong, man, in the 305s here in the 360s. Got anybody you want to thank for a good finish?
Yeah, I got to thank my parents and grandparents for watching and supporting. All the guys down at the Kite Sim Racing team. I got to thank Andy down at A&J Custom Creations and Preston at Epsilon Sprint Wraps. And I also got to thank Galen's Gourmet Popcorn. You could head over to their website, use code CART for 15% off some of their delicious South Dakota homegrown popcorn. And I got to thank you guys for putting this broadcast on.
You have it, man, coming in third tonight, Blake Chapman. Folks, don't go anywhere. We got 410 wing sprints coming up. We'll be right back here in a few.
Team Red, White, and Blue is a nonprofit organization whose mission is to enrich the lives of wounded veterans and their families. Specifically, we support the reintegration by connecting them to fellow Americans in the communities that they live. Ultimately, we aim to transform the way wounded veterans are reintegrated into society when they return from combat and exit their position in the active duty force, the reserves, or the National Guard. More than 2 million servicemen and women have deployed to Iraq and Afghanistan since 9/11, with 1/3 of these men and women having deployed more than once. In a recent study of veterans who served in Iraq and Afghanistan, up to 50% of respondents reported some to extreme difficulty in social functioning, productivity, and community involvement. That's why we at Team Red, White, and Blue feel it's our time, our turn to give back. We propose a different kind of veteran support, one that is rooted in a deep understanding and willingness to listen to veterans and their families and to aid in the reintegration into society that they fought so honorably to defend and protect. Our special community of athletes, advocates, and supporters are all committed to serving those who have served our great nation. On Friday, January 28th, 2011, our call to arms was heard, and our special message was delivered by Lieutenant General Frank Kearney, Deputy Director of Strategic Operational Planning at the National Counterterrorism Center. He focused on the importance of giving a helping hand to not only veterans in the community, but their families as well. Wounded veterans need more than donations and words of sympathy. They need the support of the people within the communities where they live. So please visit teamrwb.org for more information on how you can get involved and make a difference in supporting wounded veterans. Welcome to Team Red, White, and Blue. Thank you so much for joining our team. My name is Mike Irwin, and I have the honor to serve as the Executive Director. When I founded Team RWB in 2010, our initial focus centered on veteran transition and reintegration into civilian life. But as the large-scale deployments have slowed down, the military's ability to support reintegration has improved, hundreds of thousands of veterans have used their GI Bill, and companies have prioritized hiring veterans, the overall mental, physical, and emotional health of the veteran community still has a long way to go. And Team RWB has a major leadership role to play. And that means that we need you. We need you to close out this video and to know that you didn't just join a listserv or download an app. You joined a team composed of real people, over 200,000 strong, who are veterans on active duty in the National Guard or reserves or civilian supporters. And these people, who we refer to as the Eagles, want you to get involved in Team RWB. Why is it so important for you to become an active member of the team? Because when you do, we know that it will improve your mental and physical health, help you to develop new and meaningful relationships in your life, and provide you with a sense of purpose that comes from belonging to something bigger than yourself. Over the past decade, veterans struggling with the invisible wounds of war and post-military life have told us how important physical fitness has been to them. Running has helped veterans battle nightmares. Triathlons have helped with headaches, and CrossFit has enabled them to sleep better. These fitness activities, along with others, have made them more confident and healthy people. Unfortunately, millions of veterans have forgotten about the power of physical training in their lives. So as you get involved and see the power of Team RWB in your own life, I hope that you feel inspired to reach out to other veterans and encourage them to follow in your footsteps. In closing, I want to again thank you for stepping forward and joining Team Red, White, and Blue. We're fired up to have you on the team, and I know that you're going to be flying the Eagle with pride for a long time. Hi, my name is Mike Irwin. I'm 42 years old. I'm the founder and executive director of Team Red, White, and Blue. Previously, I served 13 years on active duty in the Army as an intelligence officer, and 7 years ago, I transitioned to the Army Reserves, where I still serve as a lieutenant colonel. I founded Team Red, White, and Blue in 2010 when I was a grad student at the University of Michigan. I had just finished up my third deployment to Iraq or Afghanistan, and I missed that sense of camaraderie, but also the responsibility to be physically fit. And that led me to reach out to fellow veterans, and we started getting the ball rolling with what is now Team Red, White, and Blue. When I think about Team RWB, our lens is so similar, and this is why we love Inside Tracker, is because it's really about the holistic picture. IT does a lot of focus on the nutrition, and that's an area where we need to grow, and why we're so excited for the partnership, because we know that nutrition plays a huge role in holistic health, but we don't have enough content right now to educate the veteran population on how they can more effectively eat to drive their holistic health. So much of our focus in the first rung of the ladder for us is fitness and physical activity. It's really the quality of the experience that I've seen firsthand, from the blood draw to downloading the app, to creating the profile, to getting that individualized report, and having that concrete, indisputable, hey, these are the numbers, they are what they are, is so important, to getting yourself to start making improvements in your life, is knowing where you're at. When I think about the life that we lead here on our homestead, family farm, it's very clear to me that there's such a strong connection between how we're striving to live our life and what we do at Team Red, White, and Blue, and what I've learned so much in just the past couple of months about Inside Tracker. To focus on what we put into our bodies, the nutrition, caffeine, alcohol, all those things, they have such a profound impact on our mental health, our physical health, our emotional health. And what we try to do here not only is to know where as much of our food as possible that we eat comes from, but also we're outside and we're in nature and we're moving our bodies. And the priority that I place on that in my own life is something that we're trying to bring more into the conversation with Team Red, White, and Blue, and also through our partnership with Inside Tracker. And so those things are increasingly important to what we do in Team Red, White, and Blue. And oh, by the way, they're things that the data clearly show us the veteran community needs.
Well, good evening, everybody. Welcome to our weekly race chat. Adam Ross and Clinton Jeffrey are live and interactive every Tuesday night. Rivals Race Chat is your home for race discussion, debate, news, interviews, and more. They'll even take your questions and comments live on the air and talk to some of the newsmakers each week. Tune in every Tuesday night at 8 p.m. on GeForce TV.
For Lucy Olson, she has her first point. Yeah, Lucy Olson, talented sophomore.
This is our wake-up call. These are our trust falls. This is why we rise. This is our walk on the beach. These are our greatest fears and our finest hours. This is our moment of silence. These are our brothers and sisters. These are our road trips. And this is who we are. Whether you served our nation or stand alongside someone who does, it's what makes us different that makes us the same. Team Red, White, and Blue. As long as the eagle flies over us, you'll have a place that gets you.
Answer the call. Join forces with Team Red, White, and Blue, America's leading health and wellness community for veterans. Team RWB events and programs help veterans build healthier lifestyles through physical activity, supporting improved health, increased sense of belonging, and a positive outlook. With more than 200,000 members and growing, we're here to get you back in shape and back on track.
Hey, buddy, where's your dad?
With Team Red, White, and Blue, your best days are ahead of you.
Yeah, Lucy Olson, talented sophomore.
All right, folks, here we go. We got the 410 wing sprints now here tonight. Down heroes. Got out here in the grid. We got Blake Chapman. Oh, he got the pill draw he needed here in the 410s. Started down front, Dean Reynolds there in second. Patrick Spangler third. Joseph Grandy fourth. Kevin Fry fifth. Flatline Racing Bodies Heat Race 1 about to be underway. So, Chapman making what he sees.
Yeah, definitely getting a better pill draw here. Gonna try to win 410 heat race number 1. They've been running practice throughout the night here, putting down the rubber, just trying to slick off the track. I still see a good bit of tacky around the bottom side where we'd like to see Blake Chapman. Good bit of tacky up top and definitely rubbered up throughout the middle. Will we see a wheelie though, Joe?
All that.
Oh man, a wheelie off the green flag. Somebody's got to do it.
Reynolds did a wheelie.
Yeah, but that wasn't on the green flag. It was under pacing.
He was just testing.
He was making sure it worked.
Yeah, that's it. It was still there. Here we go, going green.
Green flag.
Chapman out front. Did see a wheelie. Spangler hit one.
Did.
Yeah, he got that thing bent up there on the back wheels. Meanwhile, that's going to put him in a back contact. Uh-oh, Fry and Grandy. They gone.
Yeah, see, they're going to fall all the way back. Be well off the pace. Leaves Blake Chapman out front. Patrick Spangler in second. Dean Reynolds third. Not a whole lot of racing in the heat races to do. With only 6 laps, you gotta really make up time if you want to start further up through the field. But right now, Blake Chapman being real smooth. He's catfishing around the bottom side, kind of putting the little left front tire up on the berm there in 3 and 4. Not quite as much in 1 and 2 as it is a little bit steeper. And you see Spangler back here in second. He's running the outside cushion, trying not to hit the outside wall, putting the right rear tire up in the marbles.
It is. You got Reynolds back here hanging on the third. See Spangler up top all night long. He's like that high line. He's sticking to it. I mean, it's been a fast way around for him. Sometimes it's bit him. Sometimes it's actually turned out pretty good. He's kind of going down on the inside on that turn. Kind of maybe searching around right now.
I've seen Dean Reynolds coming up on the bottom, wanting to protect that lane as Blake Chapman wins. Spangler second, Reynolds third, Grandy fourth, and Fry will get fifth.
There it is. Heat race 1 underway. Going to swing it over here to heat race number 2. Here tonight, Langdon Mechanical. Bit out front. Joe Moose going to start out front. Kyle Moon in there in second. Gavin Chatham starting third. Anthony Morano going to be in the 4th place spot. Here we go.
Four cars.
Yeah.
All of them making the call here.
Absolutely.
Got Kyle Moonin out here tonight.
Moon Man. Moose out front.
Blue Moose. The blue and yellow moose.
It is. Good too.
I'm not digging. I'm not dragging down the paint at all. I'm just
like blue moose.
I don't like the blue and yellow. I just don't know. Blue? I like the blue moose idea. I just don't know about.
Mooses,
I just don't know about the blue. That blue with that
yellow.
Something
against blue mooses, man? Whoa.
No, I just don't like the blue with that yellow.
All right, Corey, got something against blue mooses, man. He's showing favoritism. If it ain't brown, he says, man, it ain't a moose. Okay, I see what he's saying.
I don't like the yellow. If it were a white car, it'd be different.
And a brown moose up there, you'd be like, oh yeah, that's right. Yeah. Here comes Chatham on the inside. He says, forget about it. I don't care what moose is up front. I'm taking the lead. He's going to the inside. A little contact between the two there. Battling it out up front.
Yes, he is. Gavin Chatham. He's like, I don't care what color the moose is. I just want to beat the moose. And right now he's pulling away from the moose and Morano. Moose is trying to run the high side. Morano down on the inside. Morano side by side down the back straightaway into turn 3. who can have the momentum coming out of turn number 4. It'll be Morano pulling up to second place over the blue and yellow Moose.
Ooh, he got the berm inside there. Morano did.
Yes, he did. Grab the berm in 1 and 2. Gotta be nice and smooth. Do not hit the berm. 2 to go this time by for Gavin Chatham out front. Anthony Morano trying to hold off the blue and yellow Moose.
Bored. The flagman up there looked like he was bored.
Oh, come on, man. I doubt it. Well, there's a white flag.
He's waving his arm off. White flag, one more time.
Not going to be enough time for Morano to catch up, but Gavin Chatham going to pick up Heat 2 win. Morano second, blue and yellow Moose third, and Moonin fourth.
Absolutely good run here for heat race number 2. Just swing us on over here, a little bit of warm up. We'll be right back here in a few, folks.
This is our wake-up call. These are our trust falls. This is why we rise. This is our walk on the beach. These are our greatest fears and our finest hours. This is our moment of silence. These are our brothers and sisters. These are our road trips. And this is who we are. Whether you served our nation or stand alongside someone who does, it's what makes us different that makes us the same. Team Red, White, and Blue. As long as the eagle flies over us, you'll have a place that gets you.
There's an immeasurable bond that forms when you join the service. You'll do anything to protect and defend those at your side. And pushing the limits of your well-being is all just part of the job. But when this shared experience ends, it's easy to carry that mission-first mindset with you and neglect your own health and mental fitness. Team Red, White, and Blue understands these challenges and knows that together we can show veterans that their best days are ahead by providing opportunities to build healthier lifestyles right where they live and work. Through races, service projects, workouts, and a cutting-edge mobile app, our members develop a sense of camaraderie and mutual support. With a growing force of over 200,000 strong, we invite all veterans, families, and non-military supporters to start putting their well-being first. Team Red, White, and Blue is forging America's leading health and wellness community. Will you join the team?
Answer the call. Join forces with Team Red, White, and Blue, America's leading health and wellness community for veterans. Team RWB events and programs help veterans build healthier lifestyles through physical activity, supporting improved health, increased sense of belonging, and a positive outlook. With more than 200,000 members and growing, we're here to get you back in shape and back on track.
Hey, buddy, where's your dad?
With Team Red, White, and Blue, your best days are ahead of you.
All right, folks, 410 wing sprints. Kern County style here. To the grid real quick. We got Blake Chapman going to start out front, and Gavin Chatham starting in second. Patrick Spangler there in third. Anthony Morano in fourth. Dean Reynolds in fifth. Joe Moose there in sixth. We got Joseph Grandy in seventh. Kyle Moonin in eighth. Kevin Fry, he's going to start in the ninth place spot. So, bad boys here. Fast cats.
The big ones. The big motor.
You race these things? You good at the 410s?
Joe, we've seen this one time during a Week 13 charity event for the Coast to Coast Racing League. And we ran 410s at I-55, we see me struggle.
All right.
Well, okay.
That's the story of Corey's life. By the way, folks, update on me and his challenge. I'm beating him by.
What do you mean you're beating me?
Beat my times, Jit.
Oh, he's talking about Forza, ladies and gentlemen.
I can race.
We're gonna have a Coast2Coast Forza League.
He just sits around in the woods. That.
Yeah, we're gonna have a Coast2Coast Forza League, and I'm gonna get Patrick Spangler to come in and beat you.
There we go. Heck yeah.
Get in that little Honda Civic.
All right. Race truck's in, going green. Chapman out front here. Chatham right there behind him. Spangler.
Green.
Green flag's about to fly here with 410 wing sprints. We're racing, and Chapman says, you know what? I'm going to try to just go ahead and get out front. Ain't got to worry about trying to pass anybody. Morano, though, in the meantime, he's going up top. He's battling out for third there with Spangler. Them two going at it. They're almost 3-4 wide behind them. Reynolds, Grandy, and Moose and company. He got all the power you need in these cars to kind of slide it around wherever you want to go.
Yeah, and with such a small field, you got to make up all the spots you can, especially early on while you're all bunched up. Because I don't foresee too many cautions. That would have
just got smacked in the face.
Reynolds saved it on the infield. He's going to drop all the way back to the last spot from the fifth running position, and he gets back in the back end of Kyle Moon and sets him even further back from the pack.
Yeah, he just got smacked in the side of the face. That knocked all the way back. Reynolds did. Man, unfortunate. Kevin Fry back here battling and out here with the Moose Man himself. Meanwhile, in front of them, you got Grandy and Morano. Those two guys are going at it. Chapman, he's loving everything he's seeing. Chatham right behind him. Those two guys have got breathing room. Go to Spangler for a little bit. He's got Morano there, but he sees Grandy, man, harassing him.
Absolutely good battle there for the fourth spot between Morano and Grandy, and back there in the back half of the field of the Moose trying to hold him off in the sixth position.
Yep, Morano, Grandy still battling out there.
Fry into the back of Moose. Gonna send the Moose around.
The Moose.
Caution.
Oh, he got it going straight. He got it going straight. I don't see it. That wasn't a caution.
Oh, I guess not.
Wow. But he got it going. The Moose got back on track. But it hurt him as Chapman, man's coming. Man, Chapman got a lead, 1.5 seconds over Chatham.
Yes, he does. He's running nice
Spangler,
on the inside. Yeah, look at Spangler up on that high side, putting all the 900, almost 900 horses too. It's big work.
A lot of horses.
Yeah, it is a lot of horses. What does a horse to a moose? Oh, and look at this slider down. Before hits a berm. Wow, Andy's going to lose a little bit of track position, trying to gather it back up. That was a dandy of a move out of Spangler. Just hurt him a little bit more. He's going to have to try to build up the momentum once again. He's already catching back up to Gavin Chatham.
Cheat code from the other week.
Well, I mean, it's so dangerous hitting the inside berm. You're either going to really mess up your car, mess up your momentum, or it's gonna work and you're gonna stick it. Right now, Spangler trying to catch back up to Gavin Chatham. Joseph Grandy, he's made his way up into the picture, running the catfish line with Roger Craig down there on the lake.
Yes, Grandy looking good. He's gonna see if he can't capitalize on that mistake Spangler did. Spangler's still trying to hold off. He's trying to reel back in Chatham. Using that high line, man, up there pushing the wall and cushion. He's been able to climb back on the back end of Chatham as Chapman's still out front leading this one. He's got a pretty lead right now. The battle's on for second. Laps winding down between the two. Chatham, Spangler, they're at it again.
So Spangler definitely able to close in more in 1 and 2. Loses a little bit of momentum out of turn 4. Just maybe getting a little bit too wide there on the exit. Have to get out of the throttle so he doesn't absolutely slam the wall. He gets good entry in 3, and there he goes. He smacks the wall a little bit in turn 4. He's listening to us up here in the booth, Joe.
Yeah, he is. Right there, you got Spangler going to the top side. He's going to see if he can't rip the lip up there and take the spot away. And he does for the moment. Fires back on the inside, Chatham does. 'cause I'm not done with it yet. These two guys are going at it. Meanwhile, Chapman out front leading this one. We're getting here set to get to the white flag. One more time. Spangler still holding on to second, but man, Chatham will not give up on that low line.
Absolute white flag is out for race leader Blake Chapman one more time around. He's going to try to see himself in victory lane. Meanwhile, it's still the battle. Chatham one last shot at it. Maybe not going to be enough as Spangler is able to keep that momentum up. He'll get second, Chatham third, and it'll be Grandy in fourth.
What a finish to this one, man, here with the 410 wing sprints. These guys up here and get a word with them, man. Chapman, Spangler. Already up here hanging out. He's like, yeah, we'll bring Spangler up. Let's get a word with him.
Hey, Patrick, you got a copy on me?
Yep, gotcha.
Well, once again, riding that outside wall like you've been doing all night long gets you up to second place. Talk us through that race.
Yeah, got behind the 8 ball there in the heat race. Just can't really pass here too much. And Blake's just strong when he starts up front, so I had to start behind him in the feature. And I got shuffled behind Gavin, and then I had Run coming around the high side, and I went to go dive down low, and Gavin's running the middle and the high line previous laps before that. And he dove low, so I had to do an evasive maneuver there and hop up on the berm and got a lot out of whack, but then I was able to track him down again and make the top side work, but Blake was too far gone without a caution.
Absolutely, the smooth sailor up top. You got anybody like to thank?
Yeah, just you and Joe for the awesome broadcast each week, Roger running the league, Dan Uncle back on Washington, Training West Racing, and Dude XM Design.
Yeah, folks, second place driver, Patrick Spangler.
Yeah, it is. Done an outstanding job. Well, let's bring the man up here. Gavin Chatham.
Hey, Gavin, you got a copy on me?
I'm here.
Well, man, you were catfishing around the bottom of the lake like Roger Craig does when he goes fishing. Talk us through that race.
Driver got to be better. That's simply what it comes down to. I got to be more consistent in these 410s. You know, the first couple weeks I felt like I was rolling pretty good and just felt like we were on point. And I don't know, these guys, Blake and Patrick, Patrick runs that top really well, man. I can't get up there and run it like he does. And kudos to those guys on a good run. Blake on the win and Patrick running second there was a good race with him. But they're doing something a little better than us right now. You know, there's some little things that you can do, wing adjustments and stuff like that, or where your wing angle's at. But all in all, it was a good night. It's solid. Just driver got to get better.
Well, man, I mean, either way, still third. You got anybody you like to thank?
I just want to thank you guys for doing an awesome job on the broadcast, and I want to thank Coast2Coast, all the sponsors, everybody behind the scenes, everybody that helps out and puts this league on, lets us come out here and put on a show for everybody and gives us a place to race. I want to thank Chatham Motorsports, Mike Schick Motorsports Designs, Velocity Race Designs, Miller Time Motorsports, and Northeast Outlaw Motorsports. Thank you all the sponsors and all the help. I want to thank the fans for coming out and supporting this league and watching the races every week. I hope we put on a good show for you all week in and week out, and I just want to thank my fans as well for coming out and supporting, watching the races.
There you have, folks. Third place driver, Gavin Chatham.
Dude, here tonight, this guy finally made it in victory lane. Blake, Joe White in the booth, you got a copy?
Yep, I got you, Joe.
Finally found that victory lane here tonight. Was close all night long. How's you feeling? Because, man, you got out front, you were long gone.
Yeah, I was. Even had to deal with a little bit of lap traffic there at the very end, but I had a 3-second lead, so I wasn't going to push anything or do anything that I didn't need to do, so I was just going to follow in and ride behind those guys till the end. But yeah, I just felt really, really good in this car. I think I took just right power out of this engine, and I was able to keep it smooth all night long.
Really well. You look out there for the 410s. Got anybody you want to thank for the win?
Yeah, I gotta thank my parents and grandparents for watching and supporting, all the guys down at the Krite Sim Racing Team. I gotta thank Preston at Epsilon Sprint Wraps and Andy at A&J Custom Creations. And I gotta thank Galen's Gourmet Popcorn. You can go over to their website and use code CARP, 15% off some of their delicious South Dakota homegrown popcorn. And I gotta thank you guys for putting this broadcast on every week.
Have it, man. Blake Chapman doing what he needs, putting in victory lane, folks. We got some road racing coming up here. We'll be right back here and shortly.
Hi, my name is Mike Irwin. I'm 42 years old. I'm the founder and executive director of Team Red, White, and Blue. Previously, I served 13 years on active duty in the Army as an intelligence officer, and 7 years ago, I transitioned to the Army Reserves, where I still serve as a lieutenant colonel. I founded Team Red, White, and Blue in 2010 when I was a grad student at the University of Michigan. I had just finished up my 3rd deployment to Iraq or Afghanistan, and I missed that sense of camaraderie, but also the responsibility to be physically fit. And that led me to reach out to fellow veterans, and we started getting the ball rolling with what is now Team Red, White, and Blue. When I think about Team RDB, our lens is so similar, and this is why we love Inside Tracker, is because it's really about the holistic picture. IT does a lot of focus on the nutrition, and that's an area where we need to grow, and why we're so excited for the partnership, because we know that nutrition plays a huge role in holistic health, but we don't have enough content right now to educate the veteran population on how they can more effectively eat to drive their holistic health. So much of our focus in the first rung of the ladder for us is fitness and physical activity. It's really the quality of the experience that I've seen firsthand, from the blood draw to creating, downloading the app, to creating the profile, to getting that individualized reports, and having that concrete, indisputable, hey, these are the numbers, they are what they are, is so important, to getting yourself to start making improvements in your life, is knowing where you're at. When I think about the life that we lead here on our homestead, family farm, it's very clear to me that there's such a strong connection between how we're striving to live our life and what we do at Team Red, White, and Blue, and what I've learned so much in just the past couple of months about Inside Tracker. The focus on what we put into our bodies, the nutrition, caffeine, alcohol, all those things, they have such a profound impact on our mental health, our physical health, our emotional health. And what we try to do here not only is to know where as much of our food as possible that we eat comes from, but also we're outside and we're in nature and we're moving our bodies. And the priority that I place on that in my own life is something that we're trying to bring more into the conversation with Team Red, White, and Blue, and also through our partnership with Inside Tracker. And so those things are increasingly important to what we do in Team Red, White, and Blue. And oh, by the way, they're things that the data clearly show us the veteran community needs.
right, folks. Now we got some Roval action going on here at Charlotte. Road racing here for the Hometown Heroes. Xfinity Series time. And Joseph out there is, I'm watching too. Problem with my wallet. What do you mean problem with your wallet? We run out of money or? I don't get it.
I don't understand that either.
I'll find though. Have you run the Roval, Corey?
I've ran it a couple times, Joe, and I've actually ran it in a Busch car before.
I've run this racetrack maybe twice and deleted it.
No, you can't delete a track on iRacing, Joe.
Deleted out my mind.
Okay.
This place, man, is like, might as well turn the Roval part into a fish pond. I don't know whose idea it was to come up with the Roval here, but hey, some people like it. I mean, I don't want to talk bad about it, but some people like it. They are changing next year, though, in NASCAR. Going back to the oval part. All right, we got it. See who can I mean, it's a tricky track. It is, we talk about road racing, and I like road racing a lot. And we talk about it. And one of the things about this track is there's what they call very technical tracks, technical style tracks, and kind of more momentum style road tracks. Watkins Glen's probably falls into more of the momentum style road track. This one is very technical. A lot of sharp turns, a lot of braking, a lot of gear changing, a few elevations. Now, not as much as, let's say, something like, obviously, the Nürburgring or Nürburgring GP, which is another track I like, where you have a lot of elevations, tight turns. Sonoma would probably be another one that you'd see. Usually, I use Watkins Glen and Sonoma as a base and an example. The difference between those two tracks, when trying to set up a car or anything, or race those tracks, is Sonoma's more technical oriented. You've got elevation changes, you got sharp turns, you got more of your braking, more of your downshifting, upshifting, as opposed to Watkins Glen. Yeah, it has elevation changes, but it has longer sweeping style turns, longer straightaways to it. So you're able to put more, you're not as much on the brake on that track. Only a few turns you have to heavy brake. It's more sweeping style, but this track here, yeah, you really have got to be on it. And some tricky parts. I mean, right here we're watching Colin Johnson. This end part going through that kind of chicane, that part right there is really, really tricky to get through.
This whole track is a little bit tricky in a couple of spots down here in the last couple of corners. You gotta you want to straighten out as much as you can. You kind of did that a little perfectly. I'm gonna hit a 1:27.5 lap time for Colin Johnson, and about 4 whole seconds off the pole right now of Bob Light.
Oh, I hear you, Joseph. There now. Yeah, Bob Light, though. He putting that out front. And, normally we talk about ringers. Who's going to be the ringer here? Road course ringer. You got guys that come out on asphalt. Roger Craig here is that turn, and that's easy to do. That's probably the number one thing. Well, along with overdriving out of the turn, driving into a turn, overdriving it, going in, and then putting too much throttle coming out of a turn are probably two of the areas that you really have to concentrate on when looking at this place. So you'll see that a lot. More or less guys get into trouble going in, coming off of turns, more than anything here. And obviously if you hit they call them turtles here. I always said rumble strips, but for some reason call them turtles.
Well, the little blue things are the turtles, Joe. Yeah, well,
you really don't have much of a rumble strip here. Big one, ain't it?
When you hit one of them turtles, it flips your car over. That's why they call it a turtle.
No, why would you even have those here? What other track on road racing have?
Daytona had them for their oval for NASCAR. only.
Didn't call them turtles. Never heard that term turtles. Oh,
I think they did. You never heard the term turtle till NASCAR showed up.
Hey. Man.
Okay.
I mean, I guess they gotta make it interesting. I mean, you know, I read the turtle art.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Bob Light saying if he can't improve on his time.
I don't think he's doing it. He's just practicing.
Testing. No. Floyd out here. Uh-oh, Floyd in the tide ride. Floyd can put down.
He's practicing as well, yeah.
Oh, he's just okay. Guys out here just practicing. Light right now. He lost some time right there in that turn. Trying to hit the turtles there, and he got a little sideways coming out.
He's practicing.
Starting fourth right now.
As he is 2 minutes left of the qualifying. It's both turtles there. About spins out. He's all right though. Doesn't really matter. Just trying to see what kind of limit he could put that Busch car to.
Yeah. I don't know. Track's just really tough. I mean, and also too, unlike a car like a GT3 or Indy car or Grand Prix car or LMP or something like that, it's meant to be on a road track. These things are like tanks on wheels. I mean, they're big, they're clunky. The next gen car is the closest thing to a GT3 car because it was more or less built. But the Xfinity car, no, this thing is going to be manhandled beast on the track. But here we go. Getting set to go green flag. Grid real quick. Got Bob Light, man, starting out front. Lance Rifker there in second. Dan McLaren going to start in third. Brady Floyd starting fourth. Kyle Moonen up to fifth. Colin Johnson starting sixth. Eddie Moose starting seventh. Jeremy Tate going to start in eighth. Roland Olson there in ninth. Lewis Meglin starting 10th. Roger Craig starting 11th. Daniel Blau in 12th. John Krupa in 13th. John Rayner 14th. Joe Moose 15th. And Andrew Cooper Smith going to be there in 16th. And Jacob Moose, he's going to be back in 17th place spot. But to keep up with all the action up here, they went fancy with the pace car. The Porsche.
Porsche.
Man, look, Coast to Coast must spend a lot of money on the pace car this week.
That's where all the budget went, Joe.
It is.
That's why we can't afford to have you up here no more.
I know, it's terrible.
Well, look at Daniel Blau's paint scheme. He's changed it up this week. It's going all white of the Oregon duck green. He's still got the green, but he made it white, and he's made the numbers pink. I mean, we are in October. It is Breast Cancer Awareness Month.
Oh, you remember that?
I remember that. Oh, wow.
What do you want me to call it? What do they say? Eat the tatas? I don't know, something like that. It is breast. Hey, look, we're joking aside. I mean, we don't want to see anybody been suffering, and obviously, thoughts of players, anybody's out there that is suffering from it. It's something serious, so definitely thoughts of prayer.
Even got the pink wall for pit road.
I know cancer month for me.
We don't?
Heard of prostate awareness month.
Good point.
I hate to say it like that. I apologize out there, folks who be listening. I mean, just saying.
There we go. We're going to have one pace lap. That's all we're going to do. This is the only time you're going to see this race under a yellow flag condition.
Yeah, so we'll keep up with some of the action out here.
Yeah, Joe, you know how many times we're going to say the green flag and the restart zone sponsor? That's right.
I like that Porsche. I like Porsches.
I'm not a fan of it. Don't like it.
class. That's understandable from somebody that lives in.
I like Honda Civics, man.
You're
Come
out there,
on.
man, with like a. That's it. That's what I'm saying. Wood purple. Car.
So mean.
I know. Terrible. Go ahead, the money. He'd have about 3 Porsches, man, sitting in front of his trailer.
No,
If he won the lottery, there'd be signs. He'd have like fancy car out front. Yeah, I got it.
No, it would be Honda Civics, and it'd be junk Honda Civics.
What?
Oh man, I could probably buy out the whole of America of Honda Civics if I won the Powerball tomorrow night.
Let's see. Pace car's going to drop off. Guys are rolling. So, what's the over/under? Who's going to spin going to turn 1? Because that's a treacherous turn here at the Roval. You got to be very careful. We see it a lot of times in real life too. Guys have trouble going into turn 1 because you're going in there such a high rate of speed.
Well, we seen it with Chase Elliott that one time. He went into turn 1 and hit the tire barrier. And then he won the race. But they had cautions, so.
Yeah, how he did
He cheated. See him enter the backstretch chicane bus stop thing.
2 of them here.
Yeah, you get the one on the backstretch. Yeah.
And they added one of those. I think they added the backstretch.
No, it's the front stretch one they had to add.
No, they added one of them there. There was one that wasn't there. Then they made a change on one too because they were hitting the tires. Now they made a little bit of change here. Pace car's about to drop off. We're set to go. Green flag. 22 restart zone. Dead here for our Lucy Olson. Green flag. We're racing at the Roval style.
You just see how that last chicane under yellow really separates this whole field already. Single file throughout your top 6. And top 9 even, Roger Craig.
Good.
Everybody made it through turn 1, no incident. Roland Olson decided to start from pit road.
Yeah. Like the blippy kick. Everybody. Single file, and this is what I talked about when we talk about road racing. You have to almost appreciate the racing here. It's not like, oh man, they're on top of each other beating and banging. This is more an appreciation of what the driver and the track is, what they're doing, and what the car's doing. And that's kind of what road racing is about. You hitting your marks, doing what trying to see what you can overcome. And you'll see some battles like we're seeing right here for second place. What you want to see? Trouble for McLaren. He went in. That's not a passing zone. I'm going to go ahead and say that. That chicane. There's something. Oh, man.
Here comes Rayner.
Rayner. Yeah, I saw that. He got tagged a little bit. There's certain things, like I was about to say here with road racing, that you've got to watch out for. Most notably is passing lane. There are certain spots that you set up driver to pass. And I'm going to say these chicanes really are probably not. Now, maybe coming out of them, yes, you might get set the pass up. But going in, and unless you're talking, the later laps, really going to set yourself up for disaster almost. Start right there. Here's a good passing one here. Roger Craig look in front of there with Jeremy Tate. Tate's still there. Tate's out front. Leading this thing.
You're going to be mistake-free. I mean, you can pass braking zone into the chicane, just maybe not on lap 1, maybe late in the race. Try to out-brake somebody going into the bus stop or the chicane, whatever you want to call it.
Sure. Because the way these chicanes are, they're very narrow. You better be 100%. We got John Henry off the track. He wanted to see. So far. Overturn a little bit.
Very easy to do, especially on the back stretch chicane.
And then Rainer wrecking. And the tri-oval. Oh, he had that thing, man.
Got a Jeremy Tate spun around here, and he's going to take a tail.
Kind of loose. I can watch the Tate crash. What happened to Jeremy? 8 machine right there. Looped it out of turn. Remember I was talking about earlier? Too much throttle. Kind of what that happens there. Wow. Bob Light loving it. Good. Smooth in, fast out. Name of the game on road racing. Uh-oh. Mooses is around. Ed Moose on the track. Eddie Moose. Up in here in the chicane. Oh. Over broke. Talked about that earlier. And a little bit too hard. Maybe on the binders.
Yeah. Still Bob Line out front, though, over Lance Ripka.
Trying to get that thing straight.
And easy to do there in the last couple set of corners over driving, and then overdrives turn one. No. He's going to have to back up, and luckily don't have any cars coming. Oh, Rainer! Flying Rainer around.
Kind of what you have to keep up with, man. Watch what's going on around the track here.
Got to keep that relative up. Listen to the spotter on where there's an upcoming wreck at. It'll be real interesting to see. It'll be interesting to see what kind of pit strategy there is. Looking at maybe about 17 at the max. So I'd say anywhere really want to do it, I'd say the lap 15 would be the ideal time to come down pit road. The question is, I don't believe 40 laps on tires around this track is a good idea. So do you take tires on 1 or 2?
Oh, Andrew's round. What happened to him? Ari Mobile.
The Galaxy car.
Went in a little too hard in the chicane and kind of just spun it.
He's got all the names of the games on the Atari. He's got Zaxxon, Space Invader, Asteroids, Galaga.
Broker.
You don't have no.
Pac-Man?
No Pac-Man.
I mean, seriously?
No. Wow.
Two of the most iconic, or Pong?
No.
I mean, those
Pong.
are those are the 3 most iconic Atari games.
Well, at least he's got Galaga. I mean, in Space Invaders.
You don't understand.
Oh, okay, I know what a Pac-Man and a Pac-Woman is.
Yeah, because you Googled it.
No, I played Pac-Man.
Not when it came out.
Not when it released originally, no. Okay, we know you're old. Look at
Roger
this.
Craig
Dan
did.
McLaren trying to make up a couple of spots. He's going to get
Cooper
around Meglin.
What happened to him?
It's like some heavy damage on his car.
Oh, went in hard into the turn. And poor Rainer, man, just cannot get a break.
Krupa is being shown a meatball flag, so he's got to limp his car around to the pit road, get a quick fix out of the pit crew. Well, that's what it's called.
What is a meatball flag?
I don't know. It's a black flag, and they put an orange dot in the middle.
What's a black flag?
Give or take, yes.
Black flag.
With an orange dot.
A black flag.
Yes, it is a black flag, but it's a mandatory repair.
It means.
Okay. Yes.
Get it. Meatball flag.
I don't know. Probably the orange dot.
You know, orange dots in my meatloaf.
Oh.
So, Wow. Moving up on here on Meglin. They got a battle about to happen.
Yes, they are. Blau trying to get the Oregon Ducks machine up past Jeremy Lewis Meglin, my bad. Tate and Meglin, they have about similar looking cars, and sometimes I get them confused.
Blau did a little better line there, was able to get around Meglin. Meglin went in a little bit hard.
Yeah, I think Meglin just wanted to let him go by. He let McLaren by a little bit ago, and McLaren, he's moving on up through the field. He's already passed Colin Johnston. The McLaren up to 5th after starting 3rd and having a spin in the bus stop on the backstretch early on. Actually, you know what? McLaren is on a good recovery. Remember, he spun and was all the way at the back of the field. Already back up top 5.
Bit off the pace lap time-wise, but he'll get there. Trying to run down Kyle Moonen. Well, his last lap was a 25.97 to a 25.71 on Bob Light. Bob Light's is laying down lap time.
I mean, that's still not too bad. He's at least going to catch up here to Kyle Moonen. Going to have a long way to go if he wants to catch up to Brady Floyd. Again, that could be all about pit stops, and Moonen a little bit out of shape there into the second corner.
Oh, he came back and got the tail end of him.
Oh, he took a bite out of the fish.
Woo, he caught a bass.
McLaren going to have to get turned around. He gets turned around, luckily, right in front of Daniel.
Right in front of Plow. Plow's like, where'd that come from?
Oh, and Colin Johnson with a smoking car. Not sure what occurred there.
Colin Johnson?
Yeah, let's see what he did to end up with a smoky car.
Probably hit something.
Real.
Or he could have overshifted. Over-revved it. Here. Turtles. I mean, you know, that's something we don't talk about a lot too. You can overshift, over-rev the car, blow it up that way too. Oh, but he just punches it. There's the whole front. Then McLaren spent.
Oh my, yeah, he's disconnected as well.
Done. Let's go back and watch what happened to him. Unfortunate, man. There, like you said, coming through the field, frustration through the chicane, overdrove the chicane, and pow, just punched the front. Called it a night from that point on. Bob Light, Lance Ripka out front leading this one. Brady Floyd there in 3rd. Blau hanging on to 4th. Lewis Magdalene in 5th.
And your top 3, they have a big lead over your 4th place driver, Daniel Blau. Almost about 40 seconds to Bob Light, 36 to Brady Floyd. What? Yes. It's my cat. I sent him a picture of my cat to Joe. Oh, boy. Yeah, he was taking a bath.
Watching the race.
He was taking a bath.
Loving the race. Thinking he's pulling for Bob Light. Ripken's trying to figure out something to close in here.
Well, I mean, he's doing what he needs to do. He needs to keep the gap closed in as much as he possibly can until we get the pit cycle. Right now, they are in a window of coming in. It depends on how their strategy is. Oh no, not calling again.
What happened to him here?
Infield.
Breaking into turns. Zoop.
Oh. 10
Rainer
cars
Everett.
on the lead lap.
Rainer, man, every time he turns around, he's got a car spinning in front of him. He's going, man, what I got to do? Talk about the lead up here, though. Bob Light, and even there with Brady Floyd. Any one of those 3 guys, you know, any other time, you'd be like, man, that's a good lead. That's a solid. On road racing, that's not a big lead. That's about a 1 turn mess up. The guy behind you is going to be right by you. Even a 3-second style lead here is not that big of a lead, but I mean, between the top 3 and then you go back to 4th place, I mean, they're 40 seconds back. Wow.
Yeah, big lead for your top 3. But I mean, yeah, well, like you said, one big-ish mistake into a corner and that lead could drop down for one of the 3 drivers.
Yeah.
See Brady Floyd maybe kicking it out a little bit loose here, coming onto the oval. Yeah, he does. So burning
time for
tires
tires?
off. Yeah, probably about time for that pit stop here in the next 3 or so laps, 3 to 4 laps.
Tires.
I'll probably be taking tires under at least this first pit stop. The second one, if they run it all the way to lap 30, if you want the track position, you might gamble and don't take any tires. And we see Brady Floyd, he's going to elect to come down on lap number 11. He'll take over to lap 12 for him. So he's going with the short pit on the first stop, and then he'll probably run it all the way to about to lap 25, and then after that he'd be good all to the end.
Oh yeah. Bob Light still leading it. Out front here, Lance Ripka. Strong. Kyle Moonen holding on to 5th place. Got Joe Moose behind him. Eddie looks like he's there in 7th.
Yeah, Ed Moose there. Trying to catch up.
Moonen overshot the track. He should have a penalty on that.
Yeah, it's going to be a slow down a little bit penalty here. He might be able to clear it up.
Joe Moose to go by him. That should have.
He's already cleared it up. It's a very small window.
Yeah, that's the difference between NASCAR road racing and normal road racing. That right there, Moose would have been able to overtake him because that penalty would have been huge. Normal road racing. I'm not. NASCAR's road racing penalty system is a little different than your traditional road racing penalties. Theoretically, Moose should have been able to get around it. Still trailing him a little bit.
Absolutely, Joe Moose still trailing Kyle Moonen. Be interesting though for your leaders. They're coming up about maybe 2 laps from when they need to come in for pit stops. Brady Floyd back 35 seconds. He didn't even lose a spot to Daniel Blau of his pit stop. He did end up taking 4 tires.
Looped it.
Anna Krupa.
Son of Moose right now. Joe says, man, you know what? I'm going to try to put the pressure on. He does. Takes it away. Kyle actually loses 2 spots. Grass. What are you doing? Done? Kyle just parked it.
Hey, he went off track, got in the grass there, and towed.
Anything wrong with the car?
And he does call it quitting, and alrighty.
I didn't see anything wrong with the car.
No, nothing wrong with the vehicle at all, but just decides to call it quits. And I'm telling you, man, Bob White, he's gonna probably come in. If he doesn't come in this lap, it's gonna be the next lap. Lance Ripka, he might short pit it here. He's about 3.5 seconds off of Bob Light. He's smart. He could short pit on Bob Light here.
Oh yeah, you got Roger Craig there behind the leader. He's hoping then when they go into pits, he'll right behind Johnson. Goes in. Hopefully he'll get one of his laps back.
Yeah, not coming in. So got to be at least the next time around.
Yeah.
If not, maybe they can stretch it to 17 laps if they can.
Still wouldn't make it. It wouldn't make it the whole entire distance.
No, they're gonna have to come in a second time unless they can somehow stretch it all the way to lap 21. Then they would be able to make it all the way to the end. Which at that rate, sure. By all means. If your car is
top 3 up here, yeah, you still get your top 3 light with Floyd.
And Daniel Blau, Eddie Moose. They have Roger Craig a lap down in between those 2 cars. Roland Olson back there, still in the lead lap. Lewis Meglin still the last car on the lead lap. Johnston being scored first car, 1 lap down. Rayner in the top 10.
And Joe on pit road.
The Mooses tag teaming pit road here.
Together.
Here comes Lance Ripka. He's diving down to the apron. He's going to come down pit road. Bob Light staying on track. Probably going to go this lap and then pit. So Ripka trying to maybe shortcut on Bob Light here.
So when will that last?
About lap 30. Well, they could go anywhere in between 26 to 30.
Got Lance Ripka.
If he takes any tires, he is taking tires to.
You got.
Maybe the second stop you don't take tires if you want to gain an advantage. Just depends on how hard you push your tires here in the second run. The thing is though, Joe, is usually the first run on a road course you burn your tires off because the rubber isn't laid down in the racing grooves. Rubber being laid down now, you're just not going to burn them off as much. John Rayner, he had crashed again. Not Rayner.
Oh, and he lost his tire. Let's see what happened to him, man. I tell you what, Rayner, not having the night he wants, but he blew the whole tire out of that thing. Boom!
Well, I mean, that's why they call it the heartbreak turn.
Oh.
Well, it's got thumbs on the tire wall.
Oh. Boom.
Heartburn turn. That's what they call it.
Burn.
Bob Light in the pit road.
Man, to get some of these guys heartburn when they hit it.
Bob Light taking tires here on his first pit stop of the race. See what he can come out. He should. He's going to come out just a little bit behind Brady Floyd. Floyd going around the blue cone where Bob Light has to pull out. Not too far ahead. Wow. So Bob Light almost came in the leader and almost came out the leader. Just 2 seconds behind Brady Floyd.
Yeah, so let's see what these new tires will do. Able to run him down. Got about a 2.2 second lead over Light. Fans out. Ripka still about 2.8 behind Light. Back in third. All stayed about the same, about give or take.
Floyd being the beneficiary of pitting back on lap 11, but that just means he's going to have to push his car at least around the lap 26, and then that'll be his final pit stop. Whether that helps him out in the longer run or not, that would be the next question to find out.
Absolutely.
Oh, Floyd into the grass there and cuts the last corner. This is going to help out Bob White as Floyd will have to slow up for that time penalty.
And I think, moves because it actually.
Did he do the same thing?
Got to the grass. Oh yeah, he did the same thing. Floyd went right into the grass.
Yeah. Floyd gave up the time penalty, but look at this, Bob Light right on the back end of Floyd. Floyd with the tires a little bit worn after the half spin there, and being a little bit older tires than what Bob Light has. So Bob Light, you want to be smart about it though. Don't ever drive the car.
This is where you get those passing zones. I mean, you got to set him up.
See Bob Light gonna back the backstretch chicane down a little bit. Maybe try to gain ground here on the exit. They do have the lap car right in front of them of Eddie Moose, so this could be the striking zone.
And then again, Light could sit here too. I mean, he doesn't have to push the issue. I mean, because right there you see Floyd, he overdrove that turn, huge. And let Floyd use up those tires and eventually just get around him.
Yeah, not to mention with all the laps that Floyd has extra on those tires.
Yeah.
Rayner.
Floyd struggling a little bit.
Yeah, Rayner back crashing again on the backstretch chicane.
Not having the night he wants.
And look at Floyd. He is really pushing that car. Unfortunately, I do believe that Floyd will have to take tires at his second pit stop if he wants a chance at this race. See, they're going to get around the lap car of John Krupa. Krupa 2 laps down already. Going to go his third down.
Into the mix. Look at Lance Ripken moved up here. Wow.
Lap cars.
Hey, you guys keep battling. I'll be up here on you. 3-car battle for the lead.
Absolutely. Lap cars can always play a factor here, and you got Joe Moose right here in front of him. You got Cooper Smith in front of him, along with Daniel Blau. And Joe Moose being the last car in the lead lap in 6, he might put up a little bit of a fight. We'll see though. Brady Floyd got to be real careful here on the braking zone into the last couple of corners. Just shy of the
locking them
halfway.
things up going in there.
Oh, and look at this. Cooper Smith a little bit
Oh.
low on the exit of the last corner. That's going to make all three cars take evasive action. You got Joe Moose locking up the brakes down in turn 1 in the heartburn turn. Brady Floyd going to get it by Joe Moose. Yep.
Moose in this said, look, y'all go ahead. Y'all the leaders. Oh, and Floyd overdrove the turn. This is the opening that Bob needs, and Bob just couldn't stick his nose in there. Couldn't get the traction, man. I tell you what, Lance Ripke's got a good front row seat to this. We've been riding with Ripke here, watching this battle in front of him.
Well, as much as Floyd overdrove the corner, so did Bob Light as well. He just didn't go as wide. He went too narrow on the.
He's opening two guys, man. Ripke's like, I'll make him.
Yeah, Ripke wants Bob Light and Floyd to make a little bit of contact and take each other out, and then he's going to start sailing off. As these three are the only three that's really in contention for the race win. Daniel Bell, the last car on the lead lap, right there in front of him in the bus stop on the back stretch. It's a very interesting race.
For the lead.
Yeah, it is.
Still got a pit stop here. Floyd out front, Light there in second. But Light lost a little bit of ground there in second. Let Ripke move up on his back end here. Can do here in this little gain. Them look like they got that one pretty good though. Battle for the lead here.
Yes, it is. Maybe Bob Light pushing the car a little bit too much. You know, if you're Bob Light, you got to think about it though. You know, Floyd's going to have to pit, and how much Floyd is pushing his car, he may have to take tires. You don't want to burn your tires off. That might allow for Ripke to not take tires in the last pit stop. And
he's there.
Over jump, yeah, look at that, side by side.
Oh, couldn't
in the
get it.
infield. Nah.
Couldn't get enough grip on that inside. He's close though. Well, Floyd's feeling it.
Yes, he is. Floyd just needs to keep the car under him. He's maybe got another 5 or so laps before he has to come in pit road. Roger Craig, I don't know what you're doing, Craig. Oh, no. Okay.
Craig good. He got on the back stretch. He's fine.
He almost came down in front of Brady Floyd. Floyd a little bit loose down in the back stretch chicane. Once again, they have the last car on the lead lap, Daniel Blau, right
see
there
cars
in front
come
of
up
him.
on you like that. You know?
It is terrifying.
We've got what? 3 machines on the lead lap. So your top 3 battling right here. And these guys, man, are battling hard. Floyd out front, Light right there in second, Ripke starting third. If any one of them guys makes a little slip or mistake, the other guy behind them is going to take that position. Light kind of climb in right there, turn 1. Good battle, man, going on right there. Now.
Yeah, Ripke was a little loose there in turn 1. Maybe burning his tires up a little bit, trying to keep pace of your front two. Bob Light with the bumper. What about that? A bumper on
I'm
the
gonna do the
road
bump and run. I guess you could do that in one of these slower turns. Maybe send them in, maybe get them where they go in the turn further than they want.
Yeah, force them into a later braking zone than they really want to. Make them overdrive and take the corner entry wide, and it would work. Bob Light, though, he's got to understand that Brady Floyd is going to have to pit sooner than he is. So just kind of preserve your tires.
All these guys end up pitting at the same time.
They very well all could come down pit road at the same time, though, as well. It would put them all in the window of making it to the end. The question is, do any of them not take tires?
Hey, and I'm with you on that one. That is going to be interesting because tires are very important here. I mean, obviously in a road race. So, to me, it depends on when they pit. If they're pitting with, let's say, 10 to go.
Ripke
going to walk.
wow.
But if they're pitting with 10 to go, I almost say you've got to put tires on. Maybe with 3 or so to go, you might. But you got to look here too, Corey. This is a road race. It is a big track. A lot of turns, a long way to go around here. So, with 10 to go, that's still a long race on a road race. I say if they pit that, I say you gotta have to take tires. I mean, especially on Floyd out there, he's a beaut at those things, but he's been able to hold on. I say all three of these guys take tires. I'm gonna go out on a limb and say they take tires.
I mean, I'd like to say they would take tires, but I want to see one of them not take it, and I mean, you'd have
end up well for them.
You'd have a decent advantage, but it's just all three of them been just pushing their tires so much. I'd be afraid to try it. Maybe Ripka, if he goes long into the run, you see he's kind of backed off, and he's been abusing his tires as well. But if one of them would have been saving their tires a little more, maybe consider it. If you go to lap 30 before your pit stops, we clock every lap 24 for Brady Floyd.
Well, that's why I was talking earlier about like Light. Remember Light? I was saying earlier, he was just sitting back there riding, but he's put the pressure on Floyd a couple times, and earlier on, been ideal for him to just sit back there and ride. And then if obviously if Floyd made a mistake, sure, take it over. But I mean, sit back there and ride. I mean, it'll be interesting to see when they do their pit stop. I just feel like if they do this pit stop, well, with anything more than 10 to go, I don't know. That's a long way still on a road race. Unless you get maybe. I mean, if you get the advantage time, like 10-second, 13-second lead or something.
I mean, yeah.
You're going to need a big lead. You need a big lead to hold them off, because they would be coming very fast with it. I mean, look at the times. I mean, times up front, they're pretty even. 266. I mean, obviously Ripka with the 87, he's falling back a little bit, but still, all three of those guys, time-wise, have run equal. And Floyd keeps doing that with his tires. He's gonna have to have tires.
Yeah, he's gonna have to take tires if he
does
that.
There's a mistake he needed.
Wow,
that was
have
just
to give up the
Light
spot.
needed. Yep, that was the mistake Light needed. Came around.
Light a little bit loose there out of the corner as well. But
I think now you're going to see Bob
yeah.
Light walk off. You're going to see his newer tires, I think, work now.
And Floyd, he's going to have to come in either this lap or the next lap.
And I'm with you. If I'm Floyd, I'm coming in now.
I mean,
you're just going to start giving up
almost
time.
having no choice.
Yeah, you're going to start giving up time. Does.
See what Lance Ripka is able to do. He's caught back up to Floyd. See if he wants to push the tires to get around him, knowing that he has to come in pit road either this lap or the next at least. I mean, maybe if you get a run here on the oval part of the track, take advantage of it, get around him. But I'd say just stay back and save your tires. Bob Light trying to expand the lead as much as he can. The more he can expand that lead, the better chance he has of coming out with the lead after a pit stop. You see Brady Floyd staying on the track, so this is going to put him at 15 laps on his tires on this run. Makes a mistake there in turn one. He's going to let Lance Ripka get on
now
by.
You come into pit this time. Yeah, you're starting to feel those tires going away. You gave up 2 positions. You don't want to give up too much track position here on out. Yeah, come in now. If I'm Floyd. Joe Moose coming in on. The other guys are doing. Colin Johnson coming on pit road. Seats right there. Hence. Roger out here in the 747 machine coming on pit road.
Roger Craig.
It's been this man most of the night, though. Bob Light got back out front. Got 15 to go, though.
Yeah, but both Light and Ripka could push their cars all the way to 30. And wow, the little Tokyo drift out of Ripka there on the backstretch bus stop, that was impressive.
Absolutely. Folks, I tell you what, man, it's been a good one here so far.
Here comes Floyd.
The Floyd's on the pit roads. We got pit stops happening, folks. We'll step away here in just a second. We'll be right back here in a few.
For Lucy Olsen, she has her first point. Yeah, Lucy Olsen, talented sophomore.
This is our wake-up call. These are our trust falls. This is why we rise. This is our walk on the beach. These are our greatest fears and our finest hours. This is our moment of silence. These are our brothers and sisters. These are our road trips. And this is who we are. Whether you served our nation or stand alongside someone who does, it's what makes us different that makes us the same. Team Red, White, and Blue. As long as the eagle flies over us, you'll have a place that gets you.
Answer the call. Join forces with Team Red, White, and Blue, America's leading health and wellness community for veterans. Team RWB events and programs help veterans build healthier lifestyles through physical activity, supporting improved health, increased sense of belonging, and a positive outlook. With more than 200,000 members and growing, we're here to get you back in shape and back on track.
Hey, buddy, where's your dad?
With Team Red, White, and Blue, your best days are ahead of you.
All right, folks, here we go. We're like 10 to go. Everybody's made their pit stops. Green flag stops are done. Floyd was able to get back out front along with Light right there, and you see Ripka. So back to the same scenario they were before the pit stops, and Floyd now pretty much just has to race that car off right now.
Yes, he does. What helped out Floyd, though, is that both Light and Rippa came in just a lap after he did. So definitely going to be about same on the tires.
Yeah, there shouldn't be a tire difference. I mean, Floyd was doing a great job of holding Light off. Think about Light right now is he's going to have to be more aggressive than what he was on that last run if he wants to get around Floyd, because Floyd was able to hold him off for like 10 or so laps right before the pit stops.
Yeah, and he had a 6-lap tire advantage, so definitely going to have to push the issue, maybe make Floyd brake later into a braking zone somewhere, give him a little bumper tap down a straightaway or something.
Oh, yeah, I'm with you. Ripka's kind of in a I don't know. At some point, he's going to have to put the pressure on Light. Right now, he can sit back, though, and see what those two do, because if they get into trouble, obviously he can benefit. Or if one of them makes a pass, he might be able to make up a spot there on his own. But Ripka's kind of just sitting right now. Really doesn't have to push it yet. Some point, though, he will. But he definitely can kind of just sit right there and, maybe watch what those two in front of him do.
Hey, he's got to pressure the pressurer in front of him, as we have a Roger Craig being shown as crashed.
You don't want to do it too early. That's what I'm saying. You don't want to do it too early because Light's putting pressure on Floyd. And if those two get into trouble, you want to be right there on the back bumper and get yourself in trouble.
Absolutely not. And they do got a lap car, Daniel Ball, right here in front of him on the oval portion of the track. They are going to catch him maybe in the infield portion, unless they catch him right here at the start-finish line and he lets him go. Could make things interesting, though. Daniel Ball going to pull to the inside on the start-finish line. That's good sportsmanship right there out of the quack car.
Now, this is perfect road racing here. I mean, there's no doubt that I probably see that Light probably is a touch faster than Floyd. But we go back to passing zones and where to pass here. You can't just throw it in like that right there and expect to make a pass. You've got to set the guy up. So Light has to set Floyd up in order to make that pass. I mean, you could try to dive it off down in there. 9 times out of 10, saying that it won't work. 9 times out of 10, it's not going to work. I mean, you can see Light right there got on the back bumper of Floyd. So he's probably a touch faster. But Floyd's just running the line that he needs and keeping him at bay. So it's up to Light to find out, man, where can I make this pass at? And right here would be a perfect opportunity, but he's just not quite close enough. Floyd's getting such a good run coming off the turns.
Well, I mean, as Floyd, you can't let the pressure get to you with Bob Light in your mirror as Bob Light. You just don't want to start sending your car in too hard, because eventually,
he got off the turn there,
yeah,
Floyd, though. I mean,
he did.
That's what I'm talking about. He's getting that run, and that's where Light needs. He needs that run off the turn to be on his bumper so that he can do it. He's getting it going in, but like right here, that'd be another area. He's just not quite close enough.
You got to chain together all the corners of the racetrack. It's like I was told one time for dirt road, back off one corner so the next 4 corners are perfect.
Yeah. And that old saying, slow in, fast out, definitely helps. I mean, he closed in right there a little bit, but you can see Floyd is maintaining that distance. I mean, and that is a perfect distance to maintain, because it's not giving Light anything to work with right now, unless Light just drives it in there. And then he's going to take a chance to get in the back of Floyd. And I know we don't want to do that, but that's really kind of how it is. I mean, Floyd's just holding his own, holding the ground, and Light's just not been able. It's not as easy as you'd think around somebody.
especially if you miss it in a certain section of the track. You lose ground. You don't have the position to make a move on the next section. Then you got to regroup, try to figure it out on the next lap.
Right near Ripken, I saw him come through that gain right there when he came out of it. Like he had to get a little bit on the brakes, and that allowed them to get in front of it. Saw the car get a little wiggly on it. Light and Floyd got through there really smooth. They had a little bit of trouble coming out of that one. Better on that chicane. Turn number 1. All three of these guys are pretty even right now. Real even.
Floyd knows that the more Bob Light rides behind him,
Floyd spun. Floyd went in there a little bit hard that time. And that's what I'm talking about, though. Floyd, just nothing he could do. There's nowhere he could go. I mean, Floyd has the line. Even though the Floyd made a little slip, Light just can't get up underneath him or around him.
It's the reverse pressure right here from Floyd. That's all he's got to do is, just because you're in front of a guy, you can pressure the guy behind you into either early brake to make them lock them up and slide their tires, burn them off a little bit, or you can pressure them into running too narrow into an entry or too wide into an entry. And see there on the backstretch chicane, Ripka got it perfect there, was able to close in. It's about any of them's game here.
Yeah.
Closing in.
Lap times. I mean, now Ripka's lap time didn't really show what he is right there, but that was a 30-30 for Floyd and Light that last lap. I mean, that's wild. And then there was a 20-30 right there, so it's like, wow. I mean, it's in a 62-32, 62, and so it's just back and forth between these three.
Bob Light can't let the pressure get to him with Ripka in his mirror either. I know you want to look at your mirror, make sure the guy behind you isn't closing it in too much, but you also can't let it get to you. It's about mental game right now. Lloyd needs the pressure. Light needs yeah. Oh wow, do we now? We got a Mustang, Camaro, and Toyota. You see Bob Light, maybe the pressure getting to Bob Light there a little bit squiggly throughout the last part of the infield. Floyd as well. Ripka's like, come on boys, keep burning your tires up a little bit.
Well, this is what Ripka needs. He needs to sit back there. I was saying before, now he just put a little pressure on Light. Light then has to say, okay, I got to put a little pressure on Floyd. He's one of those guys in front to make a mistake. At some point, yeah, Ripka's going to have to make the move. He's still got a little time, though. Maybe what he's looking at, too, is if Light kind of sets up Floyd, he can get up underneath him. Get a little closer than what he is now, though. He needs to keep those guys closer. He's losing a little bit coming out of the turns. Go.
We're going to have 5 to go right here at the line. Look at that perfect entry and exit for all 3 cars in the last little chicane there. Just so close. And there's so much pressure, too. I mean, Floyd's got to be feeling the pressure from Light. Light's got to feel the pressure from Ripka, knowing that Ripka may have been saving his tires a little bit by now. Now he's got to really start pushing the issue. Yeah, he did. Wow. Look at that. That was he got a little sideways, but it was perfect.
Light peeking. Then that's what you do, too. You peek a little bit there, Corey. And you make the guy in front of you maybe try to get off of his lane or, his perfect line that he's been running, and he makes a mistake going into the next turn or coming out of that turn. So that's kind of what you want to do, too. A little psychological game plan here on it. Playing with him a little bit.
This is about kind of like watching a little pro truck racing out here. I mean, you get just so much pressure from each other that one's running a little slightly different hair over inch line than the other two, and one's taking the corners differently, gaining in a different section, then loses it back in the other section. Each one has a good, I'd say there's 3 good sections on this track right now. I'll explain which ones they are after you start finish line.
Another one here, who you've got is, from what I'm seeing between these 3, I think it's going to come down to whoever makes the mistake first. But Floyd right now is holding a good line. He's holding out there. Light might be a touch quicker, but that means nothing here in road racing if you can't get around the guy, if you can't set him up. I mean, because Floyd's just running his perfect line. Ripka's right there running his line. I think it's whoever makes a mistake in the turn first here is going to be able to make the pass.
Yeah, so that was section 1. This is section 2 right now, out of the third corner all the way to the oval part, and then the last section is from the oval to the start-finish line. And I mean, Ripka maybe not as strong here in section 3, but he's really been strong in section 1 and 2.
Yeah, he's not good on the long sweeping style turns, but the short style and the really tight style turns, he's able to gain on these guys. So you got to know that. That's where your strengths are. So you got to be able to set these guys up to be able to make that pass.
Yeah, you got to set up the pass in the better section that you're in, because once you get on by them, and you can really start using the block strategy on the car behind you. Yeah, Floyd, he just
Floyd
has
protecting
to keep
right now.
Line away
he got in the grass a little bit, I thought, right there, man. Ooh, don't want to get him tired of the grass too much.
It's not grass, it's turf.
Same thing.
It's turf, yeah.
Grass, turf, green stuff, whatever.
Well, I want to be technical. He hits a little wall.
You got in the grass, and anyway, that's not something you want to get into, period.
No, you don't want to get into the turf too much, as it's still slick, just about like grass. See the completely different exit points on that corner for all three drivers. See Floyd maybe pushing the issue a little bit, trying to get a little bit of
Ripka
gas.
got to run. Ripka's good through this part right here. And if he get a good run, maybe get Light to mess up, he might be able to get around him. And you see Floyd, Light needs to close that gap.
Yeah, Light needs to chain this next section up on the back straightaway chicane, and then going into the final chicane as well. He's got to really close the deal.
Don't want to overdrive the turn. It's real easy.
Careful,
you
Roger
see that
Craig
easy to
in
do
front.
right there. That's all. That's the mistake he needed.
Oh, Roger Craig!
He got it. That was the mistake. Bob Light spinning it out of the turn. Are you kidding me? Nobody hit him, but I think what happened was he just came out of the turn with too much speed, spinning it right there, and that's what I said. Look at that. Lance said, "Thank you, gentlemen. That's the mistake I needed from both of you. I'll take it." And man, just like that, Lance Ripka set him up. All that time, I was talking about that's what he was waiting on.
Well, I'm not 100% positive with the Roger Craig overshooting the backstretch chicane there and being in the way of the exit of Floyd.
I don't think he touched him.
They never touched him.
He might have just overdrove that turn, because remember, he passed here. You got the pass on Floyd. They're coming in the chicane. See Roger go over the top. And Floyd had to stop. And yeah, he just got back on the gas and just spun it.
It just played a factor on Floyd,
it just came around for Light. I mean, that's it. Old tires and probably getting too much gas in there played it for Light there. I mean, the good news is we're going to still come out of here in third. Bad news is giving up that one. And Lance Ripka, though, that whole entire time we've been talking, just sit back there, watch what those guys do, and guess what? He's 2 laps away from winning this thing. Wow. Oh, and Light crashing again.
Yeah, Light once again on the backstretch chicane, overshooting it.
His tires are done.
No, it was a Roger Craig on the inside.
Ripka just got one more time around here. Going, man, I can't believe it. It fell in my lap.
Okay, see Floyd pushing the car, getting a little bit loose there. In section number 1.
Floyd's going, man, I'm not going on no fishing trips with Roger no more. No fishing. No fishing
Floyd,
no more.
Real sideways there. That's the mistake that Ripka needs to see out of Floyd. Floyd just trying to push the issue a little bit too hard, trying to get whatever he can. Floyd just needs to realize
he
just needs to take the L here and keep on the second. Don't spin the car out entirely and ruin a second place guarantee.
Oh, Colin Johnson in front of the leader. He got out of the way. That was a good job. That would have been disastrous. Don't want that to happen.
No, and same thing about occurred for Floyd having to get out of it there.
Cost him a lot. Final time, final chicane here for that man, Lance Ripka. He's going to send it all through there and win it here tonight at the Charlotte Roval here for the Hometown Heroes Xfinity Series. Brady Floyd going to bring her home in second. Bob Light's going to bring her home in third. Man, and it was just a heck of a battle between all these guys there at the end. I mean, we saw a wild shootout.
Yes, we did. And, Joe Moose and Ed Moose, they're going to be bringing it home 4th and 5th if they don't make a mistake here. They still got to finish this race. Mm-hmm. On their last lap, some of Roland Olsen.
They're good.
Yeah, they're good. They're fine.
Colin Johnson disconnected.
Oh, wow. Well, he already crossed the line. When he crossed the line, he finished. He finishes 7th for Colin Johnson. Still waiting on Joe Moose and Ed Moose to finish up their last lap here as we wait on their top 3 to get up into the booth.
Finish this thing off. It was a good race.
Officially, Roland Olsen gonna be the last car 1 lap down.
Bring up Brady Floyd. Let's get.
Hey Brady, you got a copy on me?
Yes, sir, I do.
Whoa, wild strategy there for you. You short pitted the first time, pitted about a lap short on second pit stop. Just talk us through your race.
Yeah, I mean, I knew I wasn't the fastest guy out here, definitely. I think it's no secret that Bob Light is easily the best road racer in the league. So I knew already I was at a big disadvantage. So the first stint, I thought I saved the tires pretty well. And then as soon as I started to feel them go off, I decided it was time to stop. I think strategy was the only way I was going to win this race. And so did that, and then it's really hard to pass at the Roval, and I guess I just was fast enough in the right areas to keep Bob behind. It caught Lance up as well, because he was faster than me as well. And then there were a few times where he got alongside. He was really, really good in that 3 and 4 section. But I guess I was just able to keep him behind, giving him space, but just driving pretty defensively, just not stepping over the line. And then tires started to go off again. I made a mistake. Bob got past. I made another mistake. Lance got past. And then I said, well, again, the only way I'm going to win is on strategy, so I had to short pit. And then I think it kind of worked in my advantage a little bit that they pit the lap after me, because towards the end there we all had about equal tires, and I was able to keep the lead somehow. I didn't think my outlap was very good, and then just driving defensively again. Every lap it got worse and worse, the tires, and Bob just in that one section was better and better. And I don't really know what happened. I guess it sucks that we had some interference from a lap car. I feel like maybe I could have kept the lead had I not had to turn so sharp in that in the chicane, and I guess Bob wouldn't have spun either. So I was fully expecting to get moved. Bob is probably the cleanest racer in the league, but I think all would have been fair there on that last lap. So I wish we could invert the top 3. That's probably how it should have finished. But I mean, full credit to Lance. He did everything perfect. He sat behind us, saved his tires. I was hoping he was going to battle a bit more with Bob, but I mean, he bounced on his opportunity, and full credit to him. So great win to him. Great race to both of them. No 2 drivers in the league that I'd rather share a podium with.
Absolutely good night for you. And before we send you off, you got anybody you'd like to thank here, Brady?
Yeah, I'd like to thank the team, Adria Esports, and then our main sponsor, Four Cloak Media. You can find them at fourcloak.net.
Yeah, folks, your second place driver, Brady Floyd.
Thank y'all.
Coming up, man, just a little bit short, but had a definitely fast machine here. This guy, Bob Light, he was out there. He had it most of the night. Word with him.
Hey, Bob, you got a copy on me?
Yes, sir. Gotcha.
Well, good, close racing all night long. Maybe not ending the way you were hoping. Just talk us through what your thought process was during the last closing laps.
Yeah, those last few laps, I was just, I was hoping Brady would make a mistake somewhere, and he finally got a little bit crossed up in the bus stop, and I jumped up high and jumped in the gas and found out there is no grip up there. That's the first time I'd been up there, and man, it turned on me before I knew it even happened.
Oh, well, I mean, you're so good on road courses. We hear a lot about you running good on road courses. So, have you ever driven a different car on a road course?
This is the first time I've ever driven an Xfinity car on this track. It's a lot different than the regular GT3 road racing or Skip Barber cars, but a lot of fun racing with those two guys with Lance and Brady was the most fun I've had in a long time.
Absolutely, it definitely looked fun out there, and you're the last car on the lead lap, right?
That's crazy.
Well, Bob, before we send you off, you got anybody you'd like to thank here?
I'd like to give a shout out to Tim Chapman Racing for sponsoring this division, and then Aspire Sim Racing, all my teammates there, and our sponsors, Epsilon Sprint Wraps, Slide Job Racing Network, Maconi Setup Shop, RS1 Trackside, and then always Roger in the league, Bill Calder, all the guys behind the scenes that do all the work, and then you guys for the broadcast. We appreciate it.
There you have it, folks. Your third place driver, Bob Light.
Yes, man, like you said, man, just coming out there a little bit short. This guy, he capitalized. Lance, Joy in the booth, got a cop.
I got you.
Well, you sit back there, you watch the guys in front of you do all that battling. It was fun to watch. What was kind of going through your mind while you were sitting back there? Did you want them to make a mistake, or was you planning a move later on?
Well, you don't ever want to see anybody get caught up in anything or wreck to win, or wreck somebody to win, but at the same side, if the opportunity is there, you got to take it.
Oh, absolutely. Like you said, I mean, all three of you were about dead even throughout the entire race. I mean, do you think if the mistake wasn't there, you had enough to maybe get around those guys?
Towards the end of that run, the rear tires are so slick that any type of run off the corner was almost impossible. So you almost had to wait for someone in front of you to make a mistake in order to pass. So, yeah, I mean, my game plan was to ride and get third, have a good finish, but and maybe capitalize on a mistake in front of me. And that's exactly what happened, and pounced on it, man.
Absolutely, like you said, sometimes, man, being in the right place, right time. You definitely still had a fast machine all night long. You got anybody you want to thank?
Of course, I want to give a shout out to Spartan Racing, all those boys over there, Ripka Designs, VMR Wraps. Thank you guys for putting on the broadcast, and everybody else behind the scenes that make this happen.
Well, there you go, winner tonight, Lance Ripka, man, pulling it off here at the Roval. What a night it was here for the hometown heroes, who kicked it off with a 305, 360, and a 410s. Ended it here with some road racing with the Xfinity machines. Well, folks, hope you enjoyed it. Next week, we got a charity event. Stay tuned on that. Check out C2CRL.com. For myself and everyone, have a good night.